friends, those trees, and make them go away.
Wasn't that the Ren and Stimpy show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk to plants yet. Sorry.
All right, we are live with episode 18 of Ghosts. Oh, Randy, you had a question. That's right. What was it?
You didn't respond to my text message.
Oh, I didn't know I got one. Hold on.
Like 3 days ago.
Oh, 3 days ago.
You slow effort.
Well, that's certainly true. Oh, okay. Okay, so at the time I described it, because I went back and looked at the end just to make sure that I refreshed my memory. You're face up.
Okay.
I thought you had gotten up at the
no.
end of the round.
Not yet.
Unfortunately not. Okay, so for
He's
those of
already
you
won't get
watching
them.
live, welcome to some live B&B on Facebook on Thursday. And to those of you watching later on, first of all, online guys, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
So, and those of you watching this later on YouTube, that's great. The group is on their way back to kill Xanagon, the creature in the depths in the cave of madness. Old school D&Ders might recognize the creature as a large catfish looking creature with tentacles or whip-like appendages coming off the front and 3 eyes and slits that go across the in front of its mouth. And apparently it has some type of magical or natural abilities to affect people's minds or other things. And they encountered it once, they got away from it or made a deal with it or did something with it. You'll have to go back and watch. But they've since decided they're going to go back and finish the job that they were tasked to do. And on the way, these guys kept rolling ones for random encounters, and it's never seen so many ones rolled in my life. But whenever you're out in the dangerous wilds and it's a D12 and they continue to roll ones, well, that's like an 8% chance. And this encounter is because of that, if I remember correctly. And there are three tree people or creatures. 1, 2, 3. And where is your figure?
I'm off the board down where you're sitting. Oh, I don't know where the figure is. That's probably me.
Well, I think I wrote on yours.
Oh, is this some order?
That's
no.
What's his name? Maybe I didn't write on it. Oh, yep, COVID. Okay. So you had run past, and I think you were like down here.
Well, you had me off the board.
Okay. So you're way over here somewhere.
Apparently.
Okay.
I full moved took me that far.
So that makes sense. All right. So we'll say from the closest person, you're 29 squares and 34 squares. So that's kind of your ballpark distance there. So we just finished round 2, and let's put on some. Hey, there's Brian. What's up, Glubus? How you doing?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown shorts.
Okay, let's put on some battle music here if I can find it. That seems like a good idea.
Actually, can you find some surrender music?
Oh yeah, like Kenny G. Forest battle music. Let's see what this sounds like. It's probably terrible. Might be good, I don't know.
If you sent me a message, Cobb, I did not receive
I
it.
have not yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not what I was thinking it was, but that's fine.
Somebody's phone ain't on mute.
Alright, so we can just have that low in the background. So we're beginning round 3. So hopefully you all are all up to date on your hit points, on your on your stamina, on your fatigue points. Just as a refresher, got K-Mark here. Couple squares past the fight, we got picked in the water after being
Football.
bum rushed into the water by this tree thing. Reggie's right there, being threatened by the creature. Shadrack's up here. And here's a tree creature which is under the effect of an anchor spell. And what I remember about that is it can only move 2 squares around. If there's something else, Shadrack, go ahead and remind me if you would.
Radius, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or 60?
Yeah, 30 feet radius, and I think and he can only like go move 10 feet basically.
2 squares.
Well, I think the radius was for
If
the
anybody
initial
moves into
casting.
that area,
Oh, it stays there?
yeah. If anybody moves into it, they have to save too until the
Okay.
spell runs out.
So then I need to...
Which is not much longer. It's only a couple more rounds.
I'm just guessing this round, I think.
So...
4 more
would-
rounds.
guess I need some kind of circle, but that's okay.
Just put it on the circle.
Okay.
You know,
The phone muting thing is probably my problem. I'm still trying to get this phone worked out and turn all that crap off. So
slide.
it makes all kinds of. It sounds like a damn casino.
Slide your finger from the top of the phone down.
I know, but it doesn't have that there. You got to go to the damn settings to do it, and it's a pain. I've been working on that stuff for the last couple hours.
Do you have an Android or do you have an iPhone?
Well, I guess it's an Android, yeah.
Well, your microphone that I bought you has a switch for on-off to talk.
You're talking about his phone was going off because he didn't know how to mute it.
Yeah, my little messages, it goes ping and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, my phone. So I'll get that fixed, but give me a while because I don't like it to do that either. But I
Okay.
haven't figured out how to. I'm not going to do it in the middle of the game. I just got this phone so.
Okay, Daryl, do you prefer a text or a message through the Messenger app?
A text would be great.
Okay. Let's see. Bunionhead, McGill. Oh.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's...
Okay, so this, I'm going, fuck. Okay, so Daryl, do you remember your previous encounter with the tree creatures?
Yes.
And do you remember the special monkey that happened?
Correct. I wondered if I still had that incantation in mind.
You do, and the best part about it is that you're not a mage, you're not a wizard, you're not a sorcerer, you are not a priest, you are not somebody that has even dabbled. You're the most contact that you have had previously with anything that has to do with magic would be either if you had a magical item or you came across a trap that you couldn't figure out because of its nature. But in the spirit of that, what you thought was the thing that this thing gave you, which I told you,
Correct.
in the close proximity of these creatures, you now realize that it is something else
Okay.
and I'm going to send you what that is.
Cool.
No arrows on you.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's the temperature down there, Jason?
What was that?
What's the temperature down there?
Oh, today it was like 87.
It's like 42, and with the wind and the rain, it's like 36. It's terrible.
I mean, I remember
All right.
plenty of Easters in Missouri where there was snow on the ground. So.
In the resolution phase of the previous round, that thing just happened with Reginald. And then now we start round 3. And I will ask for actions, and we will go like we always do with those who are closest to the action and work our way out. So the first one is pick.
Is there a flow in this stream?
There is. It's going from my right, or from me towards the television, so that way.
Okay, I am going to try just to float away.
Okay. Reginald.
I love it.
Move.
Tamark.
Move.
Shadrach. Can't hear you.
I'm moving in the direction of the flow of the stream.
Okay. And COVID.
When I reach the road, without running out in the middle of it, I'm gonna kind of pause by a larger tree and try to get a lay of what's moving around me or what might still be chasing me. That's all I'm doing. Unless provoked to do something else, obviously.
Okay. Roll initiative, COVID. Beat a 3.
Nope, 9.
9, alright. Nobody's on very fast. On fast. Actions go before movement. No one's doing any action apparently.
Oh.
So movement happens, and we'll just go in the, I mean, we can do it by dexterity if we want, or we can do it by closest to who's ever in danger. So if no one has a preference, then we'll just start with pick. You attempt to float downstream. Can you swim?
Negative.
Okay. Let's see if I can get you a decent roll to see what happens.
You're going to be floating back the way we came, just so you know.
Well, downstream.
Probably the best direction to go for all of us.
This is right out of the player's handbook. Untrained swimmers are fairly hapless lot. When they are unencumbered, they can manage a rough dog paddle in relatively calm waters. The waters are rough, the current strong, or the depth excessive. Untrained swimmers may panic and sink. If weighed down with enough gear to reduce their movement rate, they sink like stones, unable to keep their heads above water. In no way do they make any noticeable progress. So, you said that you would like to float away. So,
Calgon.
I am going to have you roll a d20. Unless you have something about you which could change the chance of success that I am about to rule on, would you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Then I would like you to roll a d20.
He's fucked.
I'm sorry, what'd you get?
2.
A 2. Okay. So, you start to like move your arms just because by saying you want to float downstream, that I take that as you're trying to give off the appearance that you're either unconscious or bring as little attention to yourself as possible. So, you rolled a 2. I just thought of something which might actually help you. So, I would now like you to roll a charisma check, please.
17.
And last but not least, I would like you to roll your hide and shadows.
Blending with the ripples of the water and the reflection of the dim sunlight, Pick disappeared into the depths.
Never to be seen again.
Zonic is waiting upstream.
56%.
And what was your success percentage?
45.
Okay, so you rolled. I tried to give you as many opportunities as possible, but the dice gods have said no. So what happens is you start to move your arms just a little bit when either your bow or your backpack or whatever it is that you have snags on a rock, but you don't really feel it because you're just kind of moving and you're floating, and then you kind of look right up at Reginald, who's just kind of looking at you, staying there, and you're moving your arms, and Reggie looks down, and you just see him doing that, and he's not going anywhere. Okay.
Are you okay?
Meanwhile, the tree's going. All right, and Reggie, it's your turn to move.
I am going to climb the tree.
You're going to try that again.
Yes.
And is this from the front, or are you going to suffer an attack of opportunity to try to get to the back?
I will move around.
Okay. So, do
To
you
the
want...
opposite side of where Pick is.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. All right, so the first thing is you move over here, and then as soon as you get ready to go right past it, it gets an attack on you. So, let's pull that up. Okay, and I got out my big green dice for my big green bad people. See that? So, all right.
Yeah, something I was wondering.
Uh-oh.
Watch, you got stuff on the back of your thing. Maybe it made it for D30. It's
fine.
smaller than that.
Okay, that hits an armor class of 1.
That hits me.
That's a hit. Okay. So, Dinkus. Okay. Reginald. You take... Oh, shit. 14 points of damage.
Ow!
And you need to save versus paralyzation. But, do you have tumbling?
I do not.
Okay. So just as a little side thing I thought of the other day that I thought made sense, I'm going to allow people who have tumbling to add a +4 to their saves versus knockdown, because you see all the time these cool movies where people get knocked back and then they like slide and are able to keep their feet. So
I like that.
So, did you save versus paralyzation?
I have not.
All right.
Let me roll this d20. I need a 12 or better. 9?
9.
Or is it 12 or less?
No,
I need a 12 or less.
You need high on saving throws. All right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All
So
right.
I did not.
No. So what happens
Stay.
is, as you move 1, 2, and then you try to go 3, and it goes slam, and you go back large, 2 squares, bam, bam, right there.
Am I out of the creek?
You, the way I've got it set is you're like right on the edge where the creek, see, they can't, you guys can't see me, can you?
No.
So,
We can't see our characters because the second picture is covering everything up.
oh, I see. Well, let me see what you're referring to.
You move the camera, so now
Okay.
we can't see
All right,
anything.
I see. Okay. I see.
Oh, the little picture on the screen is what it's talking about. I got it.
Yeah.
Want me to hold it again? I don't want it.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. All right, so we have this is you, Reggie, that just got knocked down by this creature here, and then Pick's there and Tamark's there. Okay. So what it shows is you are like right at the edge where the wall.
Okay.
That 4-foot wall of the stream where you're like, so it's kind of like you're half in and half out.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the first half of your movement, and now we go to,
Wait, I need to go.
yeah, you're next, man.
You get me.
Go ahead, Tamark.
Oh, okay. I'm running to the bank, and then I'm running down towards you.
Are you wanting to go straight to the bank and climb up?
Right.
Okay. So in the knee-high water, your movement rate's reduced by 1/3. So that, what's your movement rate? What's your movement rate, Tamar?
Oh, I think it's 13. Hold on. 13.
Okay, so we can just do 4. Okay, so 3, 6, and then it costs 1 point of movement for each foot that you climb. So roll percentage to see if you can climb out. You are if you don't have a climbing skill, then you are unskilled with abundant handholds, which means 80. I think it's 80%.
I got 12.
All right. So you climb out. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So that's just where we'll have to stop you there, because you would have got to the edge. Okay. And then we go to Shadrach. You want to go downstream, you said?
Yeah, the same direction that Pick went.
Pick one upstream.
Well,
That's downstream.
with the
It's flowing that
I said
way.
I was going with the flow of the water.
Well, the flow of the... You guys are going upstream before the fight. So you're back here. So if you want to go downstream, then you're going to go back that way, away from everybody else.
I can't even see where I am, so...
Can you see that?
Okay, that's me. I'm there. Okay, right on. Move me to the edge of the stream.
That's 3 points.
And I will... Where's the... I can't... Okay, now, look, can you move the thing where I can see the stream? There we go. Okay, the creature is down there. All right. And that's Tamar. Who's that directly across from the creature up next to me?
That's Reginald.
No,
Me.
across the stream.
Pick.
And
That's Tamar.
who's this? Is that another tree creature there, right behind me?
Creature.
Okay. Is this? Do you have to swim to get across the stream?
No, you can. You didn't see anybody swim to move about below the cliff, if you will. Like you could see their heads above the cliff, and there's no way they were swimming while they were moving around in there.
All right. Well, I'm going to move across the stream to where Reginald is, in that direction, across the
So you
stream.
got to climb down this 4-foot embankment.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
Roll for Sentinel.
Ooh.
We get D20 before we. The big one.
I rolled a
Big one.
Oh, you mean
17.
for Sentinel?
Yes.
Oh, that was good. Okay. So you get down, and then that's the end of your first phase there.
Yeah, it's great. I wasted 17 climbing down an embankment.
And then Coben, you said you wanted to come back to the road.
Well, you were
and look
gonna,
around.
yeah. I mean, I should be at the road. That's right. I should have reached the rest of the road. That's why I can't. So
It's fine.
nothing moving, nothing coming at me that
I
I
mean,
can
you can see all that.
I mean, but not. I mean, in my
Make a
zone,
perception check.
Uh, 24.
24, okay.
Yeah.
You look around and all you see are trees and
But nothing
the
seems
normal
like the trees are not
looking,
moving that I had noticed.
no.
Whenever you'll let me move, I'm gonna move straight across the street. This shit went through, actually.
Okay.
I brought it through the other way.
That's alright, it's not a big
I'm
deal.
just curious to know.
Okay, so we go to the next phase,
It slows down here, you just gotta give it a little tilt.
and Dick, you're up once again.
Push it, hit it hard, right?
So your first part of the movement didn't quite go as you had hoped, but you still have your your action of moving now.
How far am I away from the tree?
You're within 5 feet of it. You landed at the base of it. So theoretically, as I said last week, I tried to explain, if you use your movement first, and you want to then use your action to move, like you called, you can change your action now, but then you would go at the end of the round with a different one, or you can keep your move and you like stand up or try to swim downstream again, or upstream, or you can crawl because the water is knee level, so that's like what, 2 feet or something. So, but you're not going to get very far by crawling. So
Right. Can I tell if I've made any progress going down?
you can tell that you made no progress because you feel like the water's rushing past you.
Then I gotta try to move.
Obviously, you also know that if you move out of its threat range, it gets an attack on you if it wants. Yeah, it's bad when you get knocked down in front of a creature with this type of, or any creature really.
I will try, and I'll try to
I'll try a swim move to try to get down farther stream.
Okay. Roll another d20.
That's a chance that you're drowning. I'm trying to come there and help you.
Fuck.
Uh-oh. It's not a 1, is it? Implode!
No.
Oh no!
God.
Implode! Roll another d20.
It couldn't have been much worse.
A 9.
Okay. So at least it's not a critical failure. But you like turn over and you start, and this fucking bow is stuck on something, and you're like, God damn! And that's what happened. Moving on. And meanwhile, the tree creature is just there in the water, and you can hear like the water going past its tree trunk legs, and it's getting in your boots now. You're all soaking wet. This situation is not pleasant at all. We move to... Actually, let's go to Tamark next. Now, if you want to, if you don't want to go next, obviously you can, because you guys all won initiative. So if somebody else wanted to go, it's up to you to say, hey, let me go.
No, we got a 9.
Whatever.
We got a 3. We did not get it.
Well, but they don't get to go until.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So you're right. Go ahead, Tamar.
I am running towards COVID.
Okay.
So down the bank.
Do you want, what's your movement rate? Did you say 13?
13.
So, do you want it? Is your intention? Well, your action was to move. So I'm just going to move you 13 because that's still perfectly valid. Okay, and that's on your phase. You did that, and then we go to Reginald.
I'm gonna stand up.
All right, and that is what you do. Bam. And now you're like, you can, if you wanted to, you could like, that wall is right next to you of the bank of the river, and you got like your right boot down in the water, and the stream isn't like mud sop where you stick your boot in and it goes down. It's like got a lot of gravel in it. Okay, and then we go to Shadrach.
I'm just going to go straight across the stream if possible.
Okay, so you move that, and your move is 12, I'm sure. So doing the, yeah. All right, and you just get across to the other bank. And then we go to COVID.
I'm going to try to get to the other side of the bank as well. Now,
Okay.
I see him first.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. We got to get away from this place.
1, 2,
Well, fuck yeah.
3. And then, do you want to jump in or do you want to climb down?
There's going to be an issue if I try to jump.
There could be.
So it's a roll, basically.
Yeah. You don't know what you're jumping into.
I assume shallow water.
You assume? Yeah, that's the whole point. If you've ever jumped in a lake like Randy and I have and not landed right, your ankle goes crazy. And you're like, fuck!
I'll climb down.
So,
I'll climb down and climb back up your
so
side.
roll percentile for climbing.
Uh, 99.
Amazing! That is a failure.
Yeah.
So you go to climb and you just fall. Luckily you fall into water, but it is 4 feet.
4 feet.
So you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And do you have tumbling?
Yes.
I would like you to roll that to see if you
My
go
tumbling?
face down or
I get +4 now, or is it? No, that's for knockdown.
yes.
Okay.
So
So a 19 plus 12.
All right.
So I'm way up.
so you manage to turn and you're like you keep your head out of the water and you're not affected, but you are prone because you're
Right.
down. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. There. Okay. And that is where your turn ends. Okay, now we finally on slow get to the creatures. So, nothing happened which could change the creatures' ideas about what they're doing. So they will just continue on with what they're doing. So, this tree creature will attempt something on Pick.
It's in your thing.
And you're prone. That enters your square. It reaches down. It grabs you. And it's going to just throw you.
Oh, shit.
So pick, make an attack roll, and tell me what armor class you hit. This creature will do the same, and it has bonuses because of its size. Okay. Pick, what did you get? What armor class did you hit?
He looks frozen.
Uh-oh.
They all are.
Everyone's frozen.
You guys all dropped out on mine. Am I frozen?
I hear you. Okay, you're back. You're
I can
back.
hear people, but
Okay.
I don't.
It all happened to all of us.
Okay. Pick
Yeah.
what armor class did you hit with, and you would go with your melee attack on the left of your sheet. Didn't hear you.
Might be coming.
Armor class of 10.
Okay, yeah. So it beat you. So it throws you. Oh, look at that! He stood up. No. Okay. So he throws you.
Tumbling!
He throws you over by Reggie. You land in the water, but considering the violent nature of the throw, you're still going to take a d6 of damage.
Oh, please be low.
A 5.
Oh, shit.
You take 5 points of damage, and you're in the water. And you're prone because that was part of the throw.
Face up or face down.
Yeah, but he helped them out. That took less damage than if you would have hit you.
All right.
Face up or face down.
Pick, you don't have tumbling, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So,
You threw it and it landed on its feet. That's tumbling. He landed on his feet, man.
Save for half damage.
That doesn't mean.
so roll a tumbling check at -4. So what that means is you're going to reduce 4 from your total.
32.
Nice.
All right. So you land on your back and you're in the water. All right.
And I still took damage?
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. What's up? Are you out?
Yeah, I'm out.
You're out. Okay. So,
You got your face up.
all right. This creature will move 2 squares. 1, 2, and it's stuck. And it stops. This creature will ask,
This is dense forest on both sides of the road up to the creek.
it's more dense over here.
So,
As you get
light.
this way, it's
Okay.
less. But
So I can see the creatures?
but yeah, there's.
Okay. I wasn't sure how thick it was.
It will go after Tamar. So, it will charge.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were saying before that we were in a woodland scenario, which makes it almost impossible to charge. Am I wrong about that?
You are correct. If these creatures didn't have a thing.
Okay. I remembered him charging last session as well, and it occurred to me during the week. It's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
I'm just making sure I remembered I heard you right.
The Magic the Gathering thing isn't there like
They're
Forest walk.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like deer. They can run through the woods without catching their antlers, you know?
So it charges to there, and then it gets to there, and it gets one attack on Tamar.
Son of a bitch.
And +2. Oh, that might have missed. That only hits an armor class. You might have just got lucky.
Let's hope.
Wrong way. Armor class of 9. Misses. All right.
Woohoo! Fuck yeah, you won this +2 of this.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, so okay. And that is it for everyone. Everyone has done moves. They've attacked. That's attacked. At the end of the round, this creature will move up to threaten Reggie. And now it is the end of round 3, so...
Does that offer me an attack of opportunity?
No, because it's moving into your threat, not out of.
Okay, thank you.
And all of you take, or please mark off 2 points of fatigue, please.
I didn't attack.
But you did move in 2 phases.
Does quoting count?
Pick what is your current hit point total?
I sent you a text message.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at,
All right.
I'm at -3.
Very good. Okay. No. Not that one. Okay. So.
A boy in his first phone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so during the resolution phase, Pick, you take another hit point. You lose another hit point. Okay. So that is the end of round 3. We go to round 4. And now we have a couple multiple people who are threatened. So we'll start with Tamar.
I'm moving.
Okay, now it's threatening you, so if you move out of its threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know it's gonna hit me.
Okay. And then we will go to Reginald.
I am going to speak in a clear and calm voice and attempt to do what I imagine is casting a spell.
And then we go to Kovic.
Stand up. Cross the river, climb out of the bank. Where's
Just
my
move.
movement? Yeah, right now movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadrach.
Testing.
Alrighty. You rolled initiative last time, so let's go to Tamar. Roll initiative. Beat a 9.
Don't roll on mine. God.
10.
Alright, your guys' side is delayed. So, if anyone would have went on fast, you don't. You go on average. However, that still beats the tree creatures. So, movement goes, actions go before movement. So move, spell. What is the casting time of the spell Shadrach?
I got it right here. 4.
4, okay. Reginald, your action is first.
Mighty tree folk, denizen of the forest, stop this madness. We've done nothing to harm you.
Literally.
You've given me your blessing before. I hear my words.
Okay.
We've done nothing to harm you. You are under Zonaghan's control. We can end his reign over your people.
Okay. I would like you to roll for the creature. Roll a d20, but roll it with advantage because of your role play.
This attack.
I roll a 9.
That's your best roll?
Correct.
All right. Well,
Damn.
here's what happens. At the time, COVID, like you're starting to get up and you look upstream and you see Shadrach beginning to form patterns of energy of whatever spell he's casting, and you can just kind of barely make that out. You see Pick unmoving in the stream. This time, unmoving in the stream, you see Tamark looking over his shoulder. Well, no, you can't see Tamar because you're right there at the edge of the bank there. So you can see the top of the tree, though, glowering over something. And then you can just barely make out Reginald. And in his mind, that is what he said. But all of you that are in the area that are awake, you hear the sound of the snapping of tree branches, and the waters begin to move, and this brown sort of dustiness creeps off the shoulders of the banks and comes over and goes between him and the tree creature. And though you did roll terrible with advantage, these trees are wise because your words somehow seem to connect with the tree creature, and as you finish speaking, it lowers its attack and looks down at you and seems to not be as threatening right now. And that is your action.
Bravo.
Shadrach, it's your turn.
I am casting an orison of healing, which just, it's 1 point, but can I move to Pick and to drag him out of the water and heal a point of damage on him with that spell?
Normally in second edition, you can't move before you cast the spell. However, an orison is like a snap of a finger or a whistle or something like that. So what I will allow you to do, if you can convince me that you should be allowed, is what levels? That's an orison. What level are you?
Oh,
5th?
5.
Do you have any abilities or non-weapon proficiencies or whatever that directly relate to your casting of spells, other than you being a druid class?
I have spellcraft.
Alright. So, I will let you make a spellcraft roll. But you have to make it once you move over there. Because what this is like you start to cast and you're holding this magic in your hand like this, and you're going to try to get over there without fumbling it away. So make a spellcraft roll for it.
That's plus my intelligence, right?
Well, it's your spellcraft should have a number.
Yeah, just a straight up number, okay.
So you're going to add that to your d20.
24.
Okay. So you see the situation. You see Pick not moving, and the tree has its physicality has changed in the moment between it and Reginald. So you start to go over there, And you move not at a run. You can only do a half move. So you move at a quick pace, but not. And you reach down and you do what to pick?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I reach down into the water. I take a hold of Pick to try to pull him out, and at the same time I'm saying, spirits of the water, do not take him yet. And I drag him forth up onto the bank as best I can, and at the same time I infuse him with that point of healing.
Okay, so that's a little too far for this old-time dungeon master. You can do one or the other.
I'll give him a point of healing.
Okay. So you got this little bit of magical energy you've held in your hand, whether it be the leaf of a tree, or maybe it's like you get this great idea and you look on the bank and you see one of these weird shaped leaves that started to float down the stream, and you move, and as you do, you pick it up and you walk over to Pick and you say what you say, and you take the leaf and you press it down on his chest, and in 1 second it just kind of disappears and a little green mist kind of comes up before dissipating, and Pick, you are stabilized and you gain 1 hit point. You're still at negative, and what you notice with your healing proficiency, Shadrach, you don't need to roll, is that it did stabilize him. Like the look of life leaving him lessens a bit, and you realize that your magic has worked. And that is the end of your turn. And now we go to K-Mark. Where do you want to go?
So it appears this thing stopped attacking. Is that what I get?
Well, you're running away from this other thing. If you want to make a perception check at disadvantage to try to assess another part of the battlefield that far away, you can.
Oh no, I'm running.
Where are you trying to go?
Across the river. Since
Okay.
that's where COVID's trying to run.
So you go 1 square, and then right when you're getting ready to climb down, that's where you trigger its attack of opportunity. However, it doesn't attack you, and now you have to roll your climb walls.
Question. If I have swimming, could I just try jumping in the water to swim?
You can try jumping in the water without swimming.
Can I say something to him?
You can say a quick thing.
No, I meant Sean to the player.
Is it a rule?
Something you said earlier that I would like to reiterate to him.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, Dan, it's not the depth of the water. It could be shallow and you could break an ankle if you jump. That's what he told me. So keep that in mind. It ain't jumping in the water.
I've already been in the water, so that's what I was trying to see if I thought I could jump in it based on that. So, what are the mechanics of me jumping in the water?
Let
me ask that.
You have a chance of hurting yourself.
Alright, so I jump in the water.
Like feet first, or are you going head first so you can jam your head down into the
feet first.
thing I hold? No. Okay.
Feet first.
Alright. So,
It's so stupid.
do you have tumbling?
No. But I have swimming.
Okay, that would help you if you were actually in that part of the move yet, but you're not. So you just jump.
Can I swan dive into
Yeah.
it?
I mean, you can, but you take a. What kind of jump do you make? A running and a flying leap to try to get as far away as possible, as quickly as possible, or do you stop and then jump down?
I'm going to do a running jump.
Awesome.
So much for the warning. Twice.
Well, here's the thing.
He might get
He
lucky.
might clear it.
You might get lucky. Don't worry, Dan. If you don't, I'll pick you up and run you.
Because that's, jumping is a thing. You don't have jumping, do you?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I do.
Nope.
Jump around.
And I have it open to that page in case you would like to know anything about it.
Last but not least, where are you trying to land?
Towards the middle of the water.
Okay. If you can't tell, theoretically with a good enough roll, well, no, not with a good enough roll. Never mind. Okay. Okay, I need you.
To roll save versus death.
No. Just roll a D. Roll a D3.
Roll a D3 minus 3 at disadvantage.
3.
Okay, so you leap. 1, 2, you go right in the middle. Boop. And now you don't have tumbling. And your feet go down through the water.
There's a sharp stick
There-
right where you land.
There might be. I wanna see how I wanna do this. So
Might be a foot
so
deep.
Pitt couldn't swim, and he rolled badly, and then he didn't. And you can't tell what you're jumping into, and you don't have. So roll a D20, Dan. Tell me what you get.
It's a crack.
18.
18. Okay. I think that's a pretty good roll. You land, and apparently there isn't anything there other than mostly flat gravel. And now,
Splash!
let's see if you keep your footing. Roll another D20.
7.
All right. You go down for a second, and you're like on one knee in the water, taking no damage. All right.
Okay.
And then, did you go? All right.
You gotta get up.
Okay.
How far can
You
you
get up?
move? Or is that it? That's my first one. Okay.
Okay. Now that's yeah, because this is average. You moved over and then moved. Okay. Very good. So technically you're there. That's fine. There. Okay. Now, it is the creature's turn. So, the creature goes over, picks up Pick out of the water gently, sets him up on the bank, and that is it.
You was standing right next to him, by the way. We never moved him.
This tree thing turns around and walks at a leisurely pace this way.
What the hell are we doing?
It moves 2 squares, and that is that. So, at the end of the round, we don't need to keep track of fatigue because I'm going to guess that it should be obvious to everyone now as they look around that the trees are no longer fighting. And I will put that back there like so. And I would like all of you, hold on. And then I would like all of you to go ahead and run the scene. But Shadrach, you had your hand up. What can I do for you?
I want to do first aid on Pick.
Okay, well, we'll get to that as the scene plays out. So we'll just start with that. You move over as the tree is standing there, and you have to climb up, and whether you fail once or twice, whatever, you eventually climb up. If you don't make it, the tree gives you a boost, sets you up on the bank, and you can do the first aid, which you have to roll a check to see if he gets back a point. Well, it hasn't been around. Never mind. So it's not going to matter.
I want to know when I can give him a good berry or anything like that.
Well, you know that unconscious people don't swallow. So no, that's not a good idea.
I will give him 2 more hit points of Orison.
Okay. So,
I have 2 more heals saved up.
So that's what you're doing. Okay.
Yep.
We'll move down here before we go back to Reggie. Tamark and COVID. We'll start with COVID. Anything?
Back on shore, back down to where our people are. We're picking
Other
down.
side?
No, that side,
That side,
since
okay.
you said it's obvious.
Okay. All right.
To
And
pick.
Tamark, what do you want to do?
Double move, whatever it takes to get to pick.
I'm running or swimming or whatever down to the group.
Well, so you're going to stay in the stream and move down, or do you want to get out of
Yeah.
the stream?
Yeah, I mean, they're all in the water, so I'm just going to swim down here, whatever's faster.
All right. So you can just walk. That's fine. Blue splash. You're taking a bath. Everyone's kind of here. Shadrach.
But it's not Saturday.
Shadrach, you notice that this tree over here is kind of mad because you still have a spell on him.
Okay. All right. Well, at this point, I would say, it just goes away.
Okay. All right. So everyone is there. The tree will move away, and they will just wait patiently back here until you guys decide to interact with them.
I'm at six.
I was gonna try to, but
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. How do you want to do that?
I was gonna just be talking. Thank you, friend, for helping. We respect the forest, and if we have the chance, we're gonna clear the curse from the water and cleanse this land of the evil presence that is in the Cave of Madness.
Roll me a straight charisma check, please.
$15.
Okay. The tree entity that you are seemingly connected to somehow, it's kind of hard to tell if he's even paying attention. The facial tree expressions don't seem to change, and it does not seem to respond. It just remains there. So that's what
Okay.
happened. So, okay. So everyone, Tamark, I'm guessing you'll climb out at some point.
Yes.
So everyone is now out of the stream, and you're there. And as Shadrach provides 2 more points of healing to Pick, Pick, what does that put you at? -1?
Yes.
All right. Shadrach, you notice that Pick is still unconscious, and apparently maybe he was more hurt than you thought.
I look at Shadrach and I say, I can carry him.
We should go while they're at ease.
Can I do any first aid to him at all?
You know that when your healing magic is always more powerful than regular medicine. It's very rare to ever find a regular medicine made out of real world components that can do what magic can do, because it's magic. So you realize that at the time, unless you were to do more magical things, your general medicinal care takes time to manifest.
I mean, I can do a bunch more healing with Orisons, because you get a bunch of Orisons, but that's the best I can do for him.
Okay,
Right
so
now,
you guys...
I can't do anything more for Pick
I
right now.
asked Shadrach, is he stable?
Yes.
Then let's get out of here, and I go to lift him up and make sure I
Let's go.
have his gear as well, whatever he may, if he was holding something.
I will speak to the trees as we leave, and I will speak in Druidic. I will say, thank you, and you will be avenged.
And I am moving that direction, back towards the monastery.
You're going the wrong way.
Fuck I am.
You guys run the scene. COVID says he's walking downstream towards the monastery.
Yeah, I told you I didn't think we were ready for this yet.
They're letting us go through, man. We got to go to the cave.
And do
COVID,
what?
where are you going?
I'm carrying somebody that's next to dead. I'm severely wounded. I don't know what you guys are like, but it took us weeks to recover last time. We can't go in there half or less ready. There's no way.
All I know is Pick needs to be dealt. Pick needs to be attended. I'm not going to go to that cave without Pick, because I'm not going to... Those traps, as far as I've seen, Pick is the best person for getting us through those traps. No offense, Reginald.
I know some, but he's better at it than I am. I thought your magics could heal us up. But if you guys... Alright, I'm following.
His magic didn't last time.
Not for healing.
It took weeks in the monastery to heal up. His magic didn't do a whole lot last time.
I came to kill a creature, not to heal people.
Alright, so...
Christ.
Back to the monastery
We
you
get to the
go.
road, don't I?
Alright, so you guys are back on the road heading south.
So now we're going to have to deal with the trees again when we come through here, and they're not at ease.
I mean, we're going to certain death, for sure, at this point.
I'm starting to agree with you. I didn't take up this job to die. I mean, if it's something that can be done and I'm capable of doing it, I'm happy to jump in. But I think this is more we can do right now.
We're avenging Flaggy. Remember?
We're so close to killing that
But
creature.
you can't
Hold on, one
die.
at a time. Reggie, you're first.
We're avenging Flaggy, remember? That's the whole reason we're coming. You remember, Tamark? I want to do something special for the proctor to make it right. And now it's like, oh, I'm going to die.
You weren't worried about dying before, Tamark, when we came to the cave, and now all of a sudden you're scared, and we almost killed that creature last time. We almost killed it.
But we had another guy who was basically...
We had another guy who did nothing for that whole fight, and we almost killed it.
How did we almost kill it? I don't remember anybody else did it but me, and I don't remember... Actually, I don't even remember getting a shot on it, and I don't remember it taking any damage. I'm talking about the creature, the fish creature in the water.
And my scimitar.
The creature in the water?
I know that much.
It didn't look like it was
I
damaged
thought
at
you had it
all.
when you were in the water with it.
Yeah,
You know, I can tell you guys from experience, too, when you're swimming and attacking something, it's not as easy as you might imagine. You have to use weapons that can be thrust forward. You can't use a sword or a club. You can only be effective with certain weapons.
I can give every one of us water breathing for an hour.
That'll help. But still, combat underwater is tricky. I've had to fight a snake one time.
Trap the creature on the surface. If the creature surfaces, I can cast a spell that will make him too buoyant to where he can't.
I have faith in your abilities, Shadrach.
I can
I
fight
think we can do
underwater,
it.
and any shard sword works just fine as a piercing weapon and is perfectly suitable for underwater combat.
In fact, if you want to use it for underwater combat, a couple of daggers.
My shard swords work just fine underwater. I don't have to flash. You have to use them
Fought
as
underwater before?
Yes, you use them as piercing weapons. They are... I don't know about longer weapons per se. I don't use longer weapons if I have to be underwater, but piercing weapons, a shard sword is a piercing weapon. can be used as a piercing weapon or a slashing weapon.
Sure.
And piercing is the best form of fighting underwater with a weapon because, like you said, a thrust forward is a lot easier underwater than a slash. But a piercing...
Just like that harpoon.
Yes, that too. Well, a spear would technically work. I find short swords to be best all around. That's why I favor them in all conditions.
Just be clear, Cobb, we are walking.
Yeah,
while
no,
we're
that's what
talking.
I was imagining.
And he's no
Okay.
weight for me to worry about carrying. I can do that all day.
Yeah, go ahead. You guys are good.
Oh,
Who else is hurt? Anybody else?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Who is it?
Everybody's hurt.
maybe
Somebody
Creature
Shadrach.
clobbered me.
take my healing potion. I have 3 good berries. If somebody wants some good berries, I have 3 good berries.
I say right
We
there.
have apparently COVID plans to hang out at the monastery for weeks, so I'll save the magic for now.
It took weeks last time. I didn't get healed up
I have
fully
a
until
potion.
well into
Whoever
our
needs
travels
it.
back at Tila. Now I'm not that bad yet, but
I mean,
Bad
I
enough to
just...
run in the other direction.
If we ever stop for a minute, I'm gonna cast Goodberry again and make some more good berries. Because I had it for the day. So I'll have a grand total of 8 good berries. So we have food and 8 points of healing for whoever needs it.
Maybe we should ask these guys in the monastery if any of them know how to fight a demon, or if they know or can research any weaknesses a demon might have.
We could ask them if they have any brave warriors that will come
I mean, that'll help.
and
too.
journey to the cave.
why did we do that the first time?
I can't read the scrolls, sorry. There might be a scroll, but I couldn't read it.
Okay, so you all journey. And let me see if I wrote anything down about how long. Yeah, I
We
think
were almost to it.
you gotta,
Yeah, we were almost to the cave.
as you're going back though, you gotta make camp to get, so, as you make camp and do all of the normal things,
As we
I will
prepare
find-
camp,
hold on.
Oh, I
I-
will find a camp.
Yeah, that's part of the normal thing. Go ahead, Reggie.
I ask Shadrach if he will look at the cuts on my arm that have, where the creature raked me with his limb, and can you do your first aid to help me gain healing?
I will attend everybody once we get settled for the night.
There, that's all I wanted to hear. Thank you very much.
I make Mick comfortable.
And I'll hand out good berries to everybody.
Yeah, I still have 2 of them.
Well, I got 8 of them.
That's what I'm going to have for breakfast, or for dinner.
That's
Alright.
a good idea.
Everybody needs-
So those of you that
I'm a-
partake in a good berry, you would gain the effects that the good berry provides, being
I
one
take 2 from you.
point of healing per berry and a feeling of having a full belly and nourishment that the Harvest Mother provides.
Oh, I give a prayer that, and I thank the bountiful forest for both its mercy and its benefits, and we need to all chill.
Does anyone do anything I need to be aware of before retiring and will the watches be the same as before?
I'll be on third
Yeah,
again.
that's
If you want me to watch, I'll watch, but if you want me to sleep, I'll sleep.
You should rest so that you can regain your mana.
If Shadrach
Just
and
saying.
Pick are both not watching, then that would leave one person per a third of the night, if that's the way
I
you
will
want to
stay
do it.
next to Pick. I will sleep next to Pick.
I will
Okay.
set up Pick's tent so that the two of them can rest in there.
I think COVID previously had said that he was going to attempt to make Pick comfortable, so
Very good.
we'll just play that as done.
And I will take first watch,
All
and
right.
I'm gonna sit quietly and work on a song.
Reginald, first watch, huh?
I guess I won't take first. I'll take second then. It doesn't matter. Just whoever wake me for shit, whatever. Doesn't matter.
My cord came out. I was trying to say that I wanted to scout the immediate area a little bit and make sure nothing's around us before we set in for the night.
Okay. Well, you do that. And do you have any ability which would give you any bigger chance of scouting than anyone else?
I can hide and sneak, and I have survival forest and tracking.
Roll a d20.
So and camouflage. Is it D20?
Yes.
Fuck it. 3.
Your scouting reveals that apparently you are all out here in the woods by yourself. So, I would like Pick. Is there a lit fire to provide enemies with a way to find you over the night?
Nobody started one.
Okay.
Well, when you say we set up a campsite, I mean, unless we specify, I always start a fire. I mean, if we don't want to have one when we go to sleep, that's fine. We can kick it out, but I mean, that would always.
We're not cooking anything, so there's really no need to make a fire.
How warm is it?
I figured we had a cold camp.
It's like springtime, so a little bit warmer than around here right now.
Okay.
You
Well,
can
if we don't need a fire, we don't need a fire. I know we're not cooking anything, so that's fine. I'm fine with not having a fire,
well, you can do what you want to do.
but I don't start a fire tonight. Since we're all having good berries anyway, we'll just lay on the lamb here for a while.
All right. Well, then I would like Reginald to roll a d12, please.
3.
All right. As the sun begins to rise and the early morning sounds begin to, the chirping of birds and the whatever else, Tamark, you are greeted with the sounds of people stirring and awaking for this day. You all
Morning, friends.
have the day to do whatever you want.
We have made it through the night safe.
Before we get back,
I need about an hour. Can we cut me an hour?
I mean, as long as you need, man. You study up what you need to study up. That's the whole point.
I hate to drag the group like that. That's why I
No,
asked this.
man, we need your help. Do what you need to do to help us.
We will pack up the gear and stuff while you're doing that.
So after an hour, let me know, and I have revised my spell list.
I get my armor back on.
I'll put my armor on, and then if COVID, you have some free time, maybe you could help me practice my staff some more.
Yeah, if there's time before we leave, of course. I may still be carrying Pick though today, if he's not awake. God, what did we get back overnight so I can adjust?
Shadrach, do you perform any of the healing proficiency before you start to pray?
Absolutely, and that's what I was going to say. Until we get to the monastery, that'll be a daily thing. I will, at morning or whatever, nighttime and morning, I will check everybody. Do you need me to make a dice roll?
No, everyone gets 3 hit points if you need them.
Nice.
So
And I will also remind everybody that this is the blessing of the forest, folks.
Even myself?
yes, you pick. You get 3 hit points. That doesn't
Let me.
that doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet. So I need you to make a system shock roll, please. That is on your constitution. It is a percentile roll.
Don't mess this up, buddy.
Well, I'm at +2 right now.
How?
78.
And what is your system shock number on your constitution?
80.
Okay.
Ooh, close. Real
So,
close, buddy.
when you wake
You
up,
do wake up.
you wake up and the druid there is tending your wounds and kind of like putting a poultice on your back where you know that you slammed hard into the rocky bed of the stream, but you think that you might be able to get up and move about today. You don't feel too awful. Certainly you feel beat up, but you can certainly, you're awake, and Shadrach, you notice that your patient is awake for the first time in a day.
I offer him a potion. Pick, drink this, drink this.
I have my own potion.
Well, drink something.
Yep. What is that, a D8?
2d4 plus 2.
Oh, what the hell?
But you can call it a V8.
7 points.
Nice.
Right before your eyes, you notice the bruising on your left arm between your elbow and your wrist start to fade. And you realize that you may be well on your way to recovery. Now, I need to check something, because you spent the night at a negative hit point that I totally forgot about.
He was stabilized.
True.
And being tended by a physician.
True. And apparently a dog's all upset that his dad's hurt. Okay. It is dangerous to leave characters at a negative hit point total for too long. Each day that a character begins with negative hit points, well... you know what? We can argue all day about did he begin the day at negative hit points. But I'm feeling generous. So I want Shadrach to make a healing check to see if he began the day at negative hit points or not.
At advantage, because I've been taking extra care and I slept with it. And if I woke up in the night...
Oh.
I'm not judging
While he was
you
unconscious.
on your sexuality.
You got a little penetration over there.
Just roll, please.
It's
A
cold.
little magic injection.
It's cold.
Hey, wait, doesn't the penetration actually do 1 point of damage?
You might feel a little prick.
Not if it's Jason.
27.
Okay, so I will say for the purposes of this particular time that you did not start the day at a negative hit point. So,
But boy, is your ass tired.
there you go.
And sore.
Oh
Okay.
no, good berries, good berries.
Then you drink the potion and you are now at whatever hit point total you're at.
Heck, if you're able to walk great. If not, I can carry you without any issue.
You're not winking while you're saying that, are you?
No. I carried you this far. You're not heavy enough to be a burden to me. If you require it, I can carry you. Or I can carry your pack if it makes it easier. You decide.
I can try to walk.
Well, at least give me your pack or something so you don't have to worry about spreading that weight across your back.
Okay, thank you.
Okie dokie, and then the druid goes to pray for however long, and other things that were discussed happen.
I just changed one spell.
Okay. And then after that, you all resume your journey south.
Shadrach, if you can point out the herbs that are necessary for the poultice that Log made before, we can maybe, now that we've got a little time on our hands, since we're going all the way back to the monastery, you could brew up some of those. You said you had 3 doses left of the protective fungus.
You're ahead of me here, Reginald, because you were ahead of me with the thing, talking to the trees, and I was going to do that because I'm not any hit point negative, so I was going to actually do that when we got back to the monastery. So you're ahead of my game today, man.
If you can point it out, I will help you as we travel in a slow fashion. I'll help you pick whatever stuff you think you might need.
I was going to do it, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll do that. Then Cobb, that'll be the thing. Whenever we have time, if you need me to roll my herbalism, and with him helping me, and Tamark, I'd like your help too, since you're pretty good nosing around a tree. So
I'm not skilled, but I'll certainly forage. You just point out what to get.
I have a better idea of what that substance is for now. I understand it better. I've been thinking about it and considering what the makeup of it is, and I have a better idea of what it's for now. So yeah, all of us should have our own dose of it, just in case. I have 3, so we need at least 2 more.
Our own dose of what?
That's all. Sorry. That was the thing that Log gave us. If the creature, when we fight the creature in the cave, the demon, it will give us an advantage.
Well, I mean, I took it the first time he gave it to us before we went in the cave.
Well, we never had to experience. I think it's something that hasn't happened yet. I think it will give us protection against the creature.
So you think it's still effective?
Fight to the death with it.
So you think it's still effective?
I'm sorry, say it again, Sean.
I took it before we went in the cave the first time. Do you think it's still effective now, or are you giving me a new potion?
No. I think it's probably long worn off.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything unless you're giving me a new one.
Well, I have 3, and I think I agree with Reginald. I think we should all at least have our own personal dose.
Okay.
And I'll make as many as I can if I can get away with it. So.
Okay.
But I think we should all at least have our own personal dose. That's a good idea. He's ahead of me. I was already thinking these things, but he voiced them before I ever got to it. So. There was something else with the trees. I was getting ready to cast a spell that I was going to speak in this super loud voice and druidic to the trees. So he beat me to it, and that was cool. So that's hip.
Yeah, that was really wild. Whatever he did and made the trees stop. All I heard was like crackling of branches and rubbing of bark. That's what it sounded like coming out of his mouth.
That allowed me to grab a pick out of the water, so I was kind of glad for that. So
yeah, I didn't know he could talk to trees. That could come in handy.
Me neither. How
did you do that?
I'm going to have a talk with Reginald about that because I'm kind of jealous.
Is he part tree or something? I'm sorry, I meant part druid, same thing.
Not that I know of. I mean, he hasn't told me anything.
How can he do something like that?
I haven't heard him speak the language, so.
How can he do something like that? It's so odd.
Log is strange. Log is one of those.
Not Log. I'm talking about Reginald.
I know, but I think that had something to do with Log.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but that would be my guess. I'm not going to cast aspersions or make any kind of wild accusations, but I think that has something to do with it. I could be wrong. Because he certainly didn't speak Druidic. to the trees, I would have understood it.
We can talk while we're moving once he's done doing
Yeah.
everything.
I assume that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm not angry with him for that or anything like that. In fact, I'm kind of amazed because I want to. Yeah, I like because part of my culture involves music, so I'm not opposed to that.
All right. Well, let's see. Taymark or Pick? Who would like to roll a d12? Taymark? All right.
No one. No one.
Keeps you frozen while drinking.
9.
All right.
That works.
So you guys make it back to the monastery at Black Rock.
Gee, I hope word has made it back to the monastery that we're no longer on the shit list.
Whoops.
I mean, we're not on the shit list.
It's one thing to be pissed off and magically send word that we're on the shit list, which he said he did immediately, according to you guys. It's another to get around to saying, they're okay now. You know what I mean? So, I wonder. We'll find
I
out
was already
shortly.
thinking that, so yeah, I'm hip.
I trust the man's word that he cleared things up. Hopefully we don't run into any trouble. Are we still walking?
No, you make the monastery.
Are we greeted with open arms and song and ale and food?
Hold on.
A feast in our name?
Stand by.
Hold the
Stand by for
line.
Random assessment of your personality.
Sounds
Yeah, I was going to cast that spell that I would like talk really super loud and druidic, and I thought I was going to like shock the trees into like making a, thinking twice about what they were doing. And
Is that a real
I've got to, I have to talk to you about that. How the hell did you do that?
When we contacted, or when we faced the Akaraman regiment, and the trees and the zombie creatures came to our defense, I thanked the tree folk as it was leaving the battlefield and going back up the hill, and it touched me and brushed its leaf against my shoulder, and with that I felt the knowledge of how to speak and communicate and how to invoke. I guess it was like a spell that was planted in my mind, and I was able to call it forward.
Planted. Cling.
Ding.
Ring.
The seed of knowledge.
Ding, ding, ding.
That was very cool, right?
And then I was able to
something to do with it.
make it bloom to my advantage and all of our advantage.
I don't know if you were aware, but you were speaking, whatever you were mouthing, what I heard was like snapping branches and bark rubbing against bark and creaking like wood noises. That's all I heard coming out of your mouth.
Wow. Yeah, I was telling it that we respected the forest and we were its friends and we had done nothing to harm them or damage them in any way, and I begged them to stop.
I'm jelly.
Can you do that again?
Yeah.
I think about it. And I think, I don't remember exactly what I said to actually invoke the magic. I can't remember the words.
I think a time will come when you will.
Perhaps in contact. In fact, as we jostled about with the creatures, the trees, that's when the knowledge became clearer in my mind.
Maybe it'll return if needed. Hopefully.
That's kind of cool. I like the trees, man, and the gifts of nature, Shadrach, that you've bestowed upon all of us is an incredible.
Well, I think your music and nature have a lot in common.
Diddling.
I
As
think
I
you
say,
two need to get
my
a room.
culture has a lot to do with music, dancing, and singing, and that's all part of it.
I was working on a song last night on my watch, thinking about Flaggy. It goes something like this. Flaggy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you? Flaggy, can you see me? We will help avenge you. Oh, Flaggy. Oh, man, I miss that kid.
Daryl, take inspiration, please.
Whoop, whoop. Tell me what that means.
That's basically a 37 token.
I thought so, but I wanted to make sure.
I made that shit up before Wizards, so fuck them. Okay, so the Black Rock Abbey lies before you. You can certainly attempt to go in through the Animals Gate, or you can go around the front and present yourselves formally.
I think we should do it formally.
Yeah.
Shadrach has his
Don't
hand
want to think
raised.
we're trying to sneak in.
Yep, I don't want any misinterpretation.
What's up, Shadrach?
I was just going to say, did I need to make a dice roll to get components for the poultice?
Tell me what the poultice is for, and I'll tell you.
It's what Log created so that when we dealt with the creature in the cave, we
Okay.
would have immunity to its attack.
So that would be a rare thing, so yes. You will have to roll your herbalism, and it is a rare thing. I know that
Reginald and Tamark helped me. I assume, Tamark, you helped.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is
I know I did.
I helped him. So
Yeah, there was an effort.
I didn't know if that was going to give a bonus.
Do your helpers have herbalism?
I do.
Okay, then Shadrach, you will get a +4 to your roll.
Mm-hmm. But I got good herbalism.
Natural 1.
32.
Okay, so you at a point where you decide you're gonna, you ask the group to slow down a little bit because you see a calm, still pool of water with a thin, tall willow tree completely like encircling it, like a bear reaching down to hug its cubs. And you,
Like it's draped all over the water, right?
Yeah.
Like an umbrella.
yeah. And you go over there, and in this pond, you see what looks to be something that you might need, and it's like this strange orange root, and you notice that there is a fish that's similar to a koi fish, but it's got like these three, you notice it's got like these three little eyes instead of, and it reminds you of the creature in the cave, but it doesn't like want to kill you or cast spells on you or do anything, and it's just nibbling on this root that's extended down into the pond. And when you walk up, it kind of shimmies away and goes like in a hole in the side of this underwater.
Like a catfish.
Yeah. And so you reach down and you grab the root, and you think that you can shave this and mash it and add some other things, and it might work, but it might not work because the nature of the stuff that Log gave you, I don't know if any of you remember what he told you it would do, and I can't remind you. That's the kind of thing that you need to write down, but it might work. You're just...
Log said if we went into the cave without this protection, that we could very well die. I remember that.
Yep. It's protective. I know that much. It's protective.
Okay. Well, then you think that you can create with a good roll the same thing.
I will make that effort when I have time and peace and quiet.
Okay.
Or would you rather have inspiration?
Well,
Because I'd like to watch how you do that.
I could do it right here on the spot next to this pool under this tree, and that would be awesome. While he plays an accompanying song, I could certainly do some prayers and rituals and try to mix something up, certainly.
Well, that's for you all to do, not for the Dungeon Master. Depends on if you guys want to stop or if you want to keep moving. Obviously, the longer you spend in the forest, the higher chance that there is of a wandering fucktard. So,
Reginald, if you want to, it's up to you. If not, I can just gather this stuff and we can go. But I think this is time for something special.
I do too.
Especially
And,
after Flaggy, I think it's time.
All right. What do you need? Do you need a fire to brew the pond water? Or?
I don't think so. I think this is more of a faith thing. So I'm going to proceed with the ceremony as I know it, as I believe it to be, with Reginald's accompaniment, and Tamark, you can either stand there and watch or take off. It's up to you.
He can assist.
I mean, that's basically, yeah. I mean, this is anybody who wants to help.
well,
And I will proceed to concoct the poultice.
we will say that Dan, if he was awake, would say he would be helping. And that's fine. And then I will ask Shadrach, what do you do? What do you do besides just creating a poultice using your herbalism? Do you do anything which could increase your chances of success?
Shadrach takes off all of his clothes and bathes himself in the pool, calling out to the spirit of the pool for all of its guidance and protection, and proceed after that to dry myself off very carefully with leaves from surrounding trees and bushes, and then proceed with the final creation of the poultice.
Okay, this just got fucking interesting because you strip down. Do you go to your short clothes or do you go total nude?
Buck naked.
Okay, not that unusual for a man of the forest and to be free and not like you don't see animals wearing clothes, so cartoons weren't invented. So you do that, and your friend Reginald is strumming on his instrument, whatever effect that might have. And you get down into the water. And when you get down into the water, you know immediately something is wrong. Something is wrong. And you're looking around and you see that little three-eyed fish that reminds you of that creature swimming around you. And I need you, Shadrach, to make a save versus spells.
I was just looking for I knew it. I knew I had to make a saving throw. Dang it. Hang on 1 second.
And you want to just roll high, but you don't get to add anything to this.
Okay. Hang on. I rolled a 16.
And what do you need? I'm guessing probably
It's 14 is my
12?
save.
Okay. So you feel like a weird little, like a prick, like you brushed up against something. And when you look down, you see that little fish. It's got one of his tentacles on your side, on your right side, just above your hip. And after it hits you, it like moves away and tries to go back away from you into the side of this pond, and your hip starts to feel weird and hurt, and you climb out of the water and you look down and you see where it struck you on your hip that your skin is starting to look like a film, or a scum is there. And it's actually turning your flesh into something that perhaps someone had said they had seen about victims in the past.
It's the fish skin!
But as
I take it, I grab a handful of it,
as you look,
and I add it to the concoction.
yeah, no. As you look down, you versus the spell, you look down and you reach down and you grab and you wipe it away, and immediately it kind of like starts to turn a different, like a yellowish color, and then just as quick it kind of starts to dry up and almost turn like a onion skin. You know how you can buy an onion and it's got the outer kind of layer that you can peel? It's like hard, not the inside moist part.
Like a sunburn almost.
It's like that, and you realize that if you hadn't have wiped that off, it could have taken over your entire body and changed you some way into something that I can't say because you don't know, but this has been described in this game before, and that's the only way I can say it.
Neiman was saying that was in the ancient texts. It's the fish skin.
It's the sign.
That's the same thing that the Gorgon does.
I immediately set to making this concoction. That's my sign right there.
Did you get the stuff?
I start going right now.
Okay, those of you that are up on the road being picked in COVID, they're like seemingly taking a while. And with their scavenging, that's kind of taking them off to where you're not on a line of sight. Okay, so
listen carefully. I try to make sure I don't hear anything.
do you
something bad happen.
do you do anything else which could increase your chances?
I fall on my knees at the base of the tree and say, Mother of the Forest, please grant me the wisdom, the knowledge, the strength. And then I fall, I just collapse at the base of the tree.
Are you casting a spell, or are you just beseeching some entity in the sky?
I am beseeching the spirits of the earth, and then I'm going to If I'm not concocting the potion, like I said, I collapse at the base of the tree.
Okay. Roll me your herbalism, please.
31.
Okay. And roll me a d10.
Three.
Okay. So, using your healer's kit, the herbs that you already have, the other healing, like Darkwort and stuff like that, it takes you a little bit longer than you would like, but after an hour you have concocted, and you may roll 3d3.
3d3.
And if you don't,
All right, here we go. Four total.
okay, so out of that experience, out of the non-exact perfect working conditions that you are in, you have 4 doses of this poultice, and you still do not know exactly what it protects from, but you certainly have whatever information the DM has given you now in this encounter and previously to make your own conclusions.
I will say this. I think it's kind of dangerous or scary that kind of a weird fish is this far south of where we came from. It's spreading. The demon is spreading.
To seed. I'm looking at the thing that he whipped up here, and it looks a lot like the same consistency as the other one. Good job, man.
Imagine like an orange paint that's just got like grittiness to it. That's kind of what
Paste.
it is. Yeah.
So everybody has a dose of this, and I have 2 to spare. And I distribute them.
So you return to the group who's kind of relaxing or sitting around or playing card, whatever they're doing. And you do that, and that's great.
So everybody take a dose of log ointment.
So what is this going to do for us? Do you have any clue yet?
I think I was injured by this strange fish that has some kind of relation to the demon in the cave, and I think if we're injured by the creature in the cave, that this ointment will protect us against that injury.
I'm looking at it, kind of looking at its thick and, like you said,
Don't
energy.
take it until we
I know. I'm
take
looking at it, and I say, "Have you tried this? Are you sure this won't kill us?" Does it look the same as the stuff Log gave us before, or is it different?
Yeah, it looks...
Yes, it's the same stuff.
Okay. I stashed it.
At least, I have 3 left that he gave me. So if you want one of the originals, you can have one of the originals.
Do you
and I'll
trust
take
this
my
will work
change.
the same?
I believe it will.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll take one of the originals.
I'll keep one of the ones I just made for myself.
Okay, so if anyone gets anything from Shadrach, you should add that to your inventory, please. And Shadrach, obviously you've had to use a couple of your little empty vials to hold these, so those go against the total number of 10. So if you make 4 doses, that leaves you with 6 empty little clay vials for whatever else you wish to put in it. And they all have whatever kind of stopper you would like them to have, whether it's cork or wax or mud or a root or cloth.
Yeah, I figure it's like mud pack, just real simple.
Could be waxy cloth. Yeah, so however you want to design it for flavor.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, they're just real simple.
So, as you have made it the rest of the way to the monastery, you approach, you are greeted. Apparently, no one mentions anything about your all's recent past. You're accepted in as you have been before. When you get to the door, they ask what's your what can we do for you? Why do you seek entrance into Black Rock Abbey? And who is the talker here?
We seek sanctuary, a place to rest.
Do you all have? Are you all in a business or a company? How should you be told when we tell the abbot who's here?
The adventurers from Tila.
You all are brought in, and the abbot meets you in the courtyard once again, and he motions you all to join him in there. His little scribe is there along with another assistant, and he says, "Greetings to all of you. What brings you to what do we owe the honor of your presence in our humble monastery this day?"
Well, thank you for accepting us, Proctor Gamble. We appreciate
No,
the...
that's
No.
that's an honest mistake. Proctor Gamble is the guy at Tila at the Church of the Blend.
I'm sorry.
This is Abbott, and I wrote it down. So if
Neiman?
I wrote it down. No.
Is he the heavyset man?
Abbott.
It was Flaggy's uncle?
Okay, you were never actually. I don't know if you asked him his name, but I wrote down it's Abbott Wakanda,
Wakanda?
like Black Panther. Yes, because I thought that went with Black Rock. And no, he is not a black-skinned individual. However, he is the Northerners' skin pigmentation. He is not swarthy such as yourself.
Thank you for receiving us, Abbott Wakanda. We seek healing and rest and a place to gather our wits. We've come to once again face the beast in the cave and attempt to destroy this evil and rid the land of the curse for good.
You have come,
We hope that we might get your assistance.
and you shall have it. I'm sure that you all are familiar with what we have to offer here. If you would please follow my assistant, he will see that you all are situated and that you are given clean clothes, so yours may be laundered, and then you will be called to join us for supper time if you choose to do that. And then after supper time, I will have our medicinal healers come and check on each of you individually. If there is any of you that is in need of spiritual guidance and the healing powers of the Church of the Blend, I will be able to see that those needs are met, at least for one of you. So if you need to discuss
I nudge
any
Pick
of
forward.
this,
I nudge Pick. To push him kind of forward. I'm like, Pick, you did more than any of us.
are you in serious injury, Master Pick? Can't hear you.
Yes, but I don't think I'm the worst off.
Who would you say is the worst?
COVID.
Well, you and he seem to have a disagreement, perhaps a knife fight here in the middle of the court, and he starts to laugh.
They both fought bravely.
I can't even
you
finish.
Ow.
Pick, take it. I'll be all right if you
He
do.
looks both of you up and down. He says, stand still, the two of you. And he looks at you. And I would like both of you to make charisma checks, please. And I will ask for totals. So we'll start with Pick, who's smiling, which means he's once again fucked his dinkus in the mookie. What'd you get?
15.
15. You probably got much higher than that.
I was successful.
Okay.
But that
so
doesn't matter. I still push Pick forward.
he says, you, he kind of looks at the both of you, and then when he looks at you,
That's what I'm friendly at.
you just kind of, your stature and the look on your face shows that you would like the other person to be helped. So he apparently understands the nonverbal communication
Perfect.
and says, Pick, after supper, we will see that you are given the attention that you may need. So please
Thank you very much.
follow Sona here. And the assistant motions for all of you to follow him, and unless one of you does something weird, you get to your own little cubicle, the little 5x6 rooms with the cot and the straw mattress and the shit bucket and the little chair. Hold on, Shadrach. And you're kind of left alone for a while. And so Shadrach, what's up?
There's a little grove nearby. I don't want to sleep inside the building. I want to sleep outside in the trees.
Okay, do you make that known, or do you just walk out the door?
I'll make that known.
Do you do anything right now? It's not even supper time yet.
All right. Well, after supper time, I will.
Well, we got to get there. Hold on. What are you doing right now?
I'm going to wait until after supper time to make my announcement.
Are you going to the room that is provided you, or are you going to hang out in the hallway like a kid in middle school?
Oh, in the hallway.
I'll go to my little chamber. Sure.
Okay. So as I described, you all find those things. There's also on the wall of each one, there's a framed vellum hymnal that some of you may be able to read, some of you may not. Do any of you know the ancient language of the
I don't know any ancient languages.
okay.
Jabberwocky.
So if you don't know any ancient languages, then you don't understand it, but it's something apparently that seems to be important or to these people. And so as you're in your rooms, eventually these people come around and they ask you if there's anything that you require before supper time. Does anyone require anything before supper time?
I will take. Are they like? Are you going to do the laundry and all that jazz? Is it time for that? I don't know.
They're bringing you fresh clothes.
Okay,
and it's
I will
basically
take
just
fresh clothes.
Just like homespun brown robes and stockings and short clothes, which is medieval underwear, and so that.
I see because I'm taking a bath.
Yeah.
Okay. My armor and whatnot.
All right. So, COVID, you specifically asked about a bath and.
Warm bath.
Okay. And then you are all summoned to the large indoor room that they convert into a dining room, and you're all seated at a table. There's basically you're kind of in the back, and there's all these monks that are lining the tables, and they're quiet, and they quietly you hear a lot of scraping of wooden spoons and bowls, and you can see them doing these hand gestures. Apparently they have a sign language amongst themselves, and they're all very quiet. You all can or not use this time to talk about what you want to talk about, or you can just eat the soup and then go back to your room, whatever. So,
was there any other preparations that we need to make that anyone can think of? We've got some of the magical remedy concocted.
I'm good to go. But I'm not going to sleep in this building tonight, folks. Just so you know, I'll be outside somewhere nearby.
Are we gonna see if they can send any warriors with us?
I doubt they have any.
As I look around, I'm not seeing any. I mean, I've heard some of the monks around Czechs can be pretty badass, but I don't know about these guys, if they're warriors or just, they all seem to be peaceful farmers. They don't say much, that's for sure. Is there any music playing, Cobb?
no. I will say, as one of those general information kind of things, that anyone that has been in this area for any length of time, it's kind of like how we here in Jefferson County, we understand that somewhere there's a governor, somebody that's in charge. We understand that there are police. We understand that there's firemen. Well, in the kingdom of Saskatchewan, you understand that there is an order of monks whose reputation precedes them, and is very common knowledge that the monks of Cahulan are sort of their ways are very different than the normal monk lifestyle of the Blend or of some other church or religion that would have monkish traditions or monasteries. And that the monks of Cahulan, one of their tenets is based on combat. And for Shadrach specifically, it is known because though they are monks who can live a contemplative life, they also fight to advance, and that is a very similar tradition to the circle that you belong to. The circle that you belong to is called the Aslorian Circle.
We're going to set the Great Order.
And yes,
I called it.
Yeah, and that's fine. But there are circles of Druidism around the world. Wherever there are people or nature, there's going to be a loose bureaucratic hierarchy. And there is a archdruid and a high druid in each of these circles. Yours is based in the forest. It's your player's handbook type of druidic order. You know that those other places and other orders exist, but you just haven't been there yet. You heard Log mention that he has been to many places, and perhaps he might be somebody that could explain, if that was of interest, about the
I always
different
thought Log
orders.
was a hierophant. That's what I thought.
Well, that wouldn't be wrong. So he's somebody that's aged out but is still kicking ass. Like he would play in the old timers baseball game and hit a home run.
Yeah.
But he's not in the major leagues, but he's there every year until he just can't move. So it's like a kinship, but it's very like okay kinship. It's not like you guys would travel either to another circle or to the monks of Cahulan, but there's like a respect. Like you see somebody that likes the same thing you like, and you're like, props, and then you just kind of move on because you both have a fucking Superman shirt on or something. Like, hey. But every so often, everyone gathers, and it's like, hey, party time, let's fight and party and fight and party and then fight some more. So, okay. So, COVID comes out of this. He's like, hair's all combed, and he looks like he's freshened up some. Some of the color in his cheeks is red, and he's got like the freshness about him of someone that's bathed. And you guys put on the new clothes, or do you? I guess I should have made sure that. Did any of you not put on the fresh clothes? Did you try to have supper in what you normally wear?
I wear the clothes that they brought.
Yeah, we're in the new clothes.
Okay.
Shad wears his own clothes.
Okay. So
I don't wear a shirt if I can. I just wear bottoms. Is that alright? I mean, there are bottoms, right?
yeah.
And I just wear that.
Or no, it's like these robes. That's what it
But I
was.
thought you said
Oh,
there
you
were
got the
bottoms,
short
too.
clothes. If you just want to walk around in your underwear, you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
Okay.
I'm a big buff guy.
You're it's obvious that the monks are very good at not showing emotions, but it's obvious that the swarthy elf wearing his underwear and nothing else, and the druid wearing his smelly traveling clothes are
My buffalo robe, sir.
noticed. But no one says anything, and none of you are like, there's no eye contact like held by anyone. It's they're very into having their heads down and eating, and then they're like, if somebody wants to pass the salt or whatever, they'll make a hand motion, and that's how they communicate. So when you guys are talking there in the room, it almost seems like it's extra loud. But once again, they don't make it obvious that they're bothered or even notice, but you would have to think that they certainly notice that there are these people there that are not like them. So first, Reggie's got a question.
I'm checking out COVID, and is he like bruised and beaten and cut and broken looking, or is he all clean and healthy and
I
healed?
don't remember how.
Bruising again, bruising on the front of the chest is. I'm not cutting where I'm bruised.
Did you get hit by a side swipe or something? Is that what
No,
happened?
he hit me.
But I mean,
I was
was
trying
it like an attack of opportunity and you got
Yeah.
hit and you just kept going?
Yeah.
Okay. So like on his left side,
bruise.
on his left arm up towards his neck and his shoulder, he's got a huge like bruise on it that's...
It's kind of hard to tell because of my skin color.
Yeah, I was going to
but,
say, it looks, it's almost hard to see, but you can tell that he was hit there apparently.
Ouch.
So... Okay, so the supper, the soup is had. It's pretty good, actually. It's like a cheesy potato kind of thing. And go ahead, Tamar.
Good morning.
Would my etiquette help me out at all with knowing the etiquette of this group?
Probably. Would you care to read what exactly etiquette does reveal? And because what I think is the answer is yes.
Yes, it is.
Well, I didn't know if it applied to just regular society only or applied to like offshoot groups.
Well, that would be something for you to learn about your character now, wouldn't it?
It gives us general knowledge.
Gives the character a basic understanding the proper forms of behavior and address required in many different situations, especially those involving nobility and persons of rank. I will know the correct title to use when addressing a dude, the proper steps of ceremony to greeting visiting diplomats, gestures to avoid the presence of dwarves, etc. For extremely unusual occurrence, a proficiency check may be made for the character to know the proper etiquette for the situation. An imperial visit, for example, is a sufficiently rare event.
So what I would... Oh, I'm sorry.
Knowing and doing are two different things.
Okay, so what I would say is that you, in your backstory, didn't show any inclination towards knowing anything religious specifically, much less knowing about anything else specifically. I would say this would be a time to just roll a proficiency check, and if you're successful, then you realize that it is very obvious that when you are in...
27.
Okay. So you understand that these people are providing you with things for a reason. The reason is that it is their custom to be clean anywhere there's food. And the fact that there are two individuals that didn't take them up on that, that doesn't necessarily mean that the individuals that didn't follow the etiquette are doing it because they don't want to, or because they do want to, or they, could be absent-minded. There could be any one of a million reasons why they didn't do like you would do. It's kind of like everyone that walks in a house takes their shoes off, and then for some reason somebody else walks in, sees that, and goes and just kind of walks in absent-mindedly. Maybe they just didn't notice. But you could also make it much more contemporary and say there's lots of people that want to come into Price Chopper and not wear a mask, even though the etiquette of the times, it's obvious that why you would wear a mask, but some people are absent-minded. They walk in and then they turn around and go, oh crap, that's right, and they'll go out and get a mask. Other people just don't care, or other people are actively against wearing a mask. So it could be any one of a million reasons. So that is what your role reveals to you, is yes, the etiquette, the proper etiquette is not being followed by two members of your group. But
they are offended.
The monks, as I said, they are not giving away any, they're not doing mean looks. They're more concerned with being quiet and eating and living the monk life. So you can do whatever you want with that information.
All males here, right? I mean,
correct.
Boys or adult male.
Okay. So, unless there is some other conversation to be had during the supper time, after a while, a couple of the monks come out and gather up the bowls and spoons, and the monks shuffle off to go about their evening prayers or their evening chores or whatever. If any of you were involved, obviously, in this lifestyle, you would know exactly what they're doing. Leaving you all to do whatever it is you want. Now, I assume, since Shadrach says he is going to go sleep outside, I assume that you're going to go gather your things, and then are you going to take everything outside with you and then search for a suitable place in the grove to go to bed, or do you want to hang out here a little bit more before the sun goes down? Because supper time happens in the evening, but the sun's not quite all the way down yet.
I'm not just going to stomp out without saying anything. And I mean, if the rest of the group is going to talk,
okay,
then I'll talk. But after that, most of my gear is, but everybody else's gear. I mean,
Well, everyone had their
All
own
I-
room, so I mean, unless you wanted to stow your gear with somebody else.
If you'd
it's
like
with
me
you.
to hang on to your gear for you, I will.
hang on to my weapons. How's that?
Fine. Whatever you give me, I hang on to.
Well, obviously the weapons aren't allowed in the building.
Well,
That should be established. If you forgot, I understand, but
You did the first time. You didn't say anything this time. But where did we put them? Did they have somewhere we left them this time? Or
yeah, just in
Okay.
in the front room there.
yeah.
Yeah, you did not say anything about that.
Okay, well, we'll just take
First
that
time
as
you
read. It's a thing that every temple, because the blend's very pacifist.
I went
They
back
just-
and reviewed it.
So,
Yeah, I just got a backpack, so I'm good. I'm just gonna go
Not-
camp out in the grove.
not a big deal. I mean, unless one of
Yeah.
you specifically were really like, I'm not giving up my weapons or armor, then, obviously
Do
we'd
they
have
want
to
the
go
armor
back.
off too? I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine.
this is a house of healing.
Well, I
and-
was gonna work on my armor in my room, like clean it and everything else. I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was an issue or not.
All I
I'd
have
walk
is a
around
backpack,
anyway.
so I'm good.
Okay.
I was gonna walk around.
I would say,
That's what I do when I'm down.
I would say when you think about working on it, someone says, we do have, a work area out in the stable with tools, and I mean we have to do stuff. So you're more than welcome to
I'll
go
do
out
it out
there.
there. Though. That's fine.
Okay. So, any other conversation you guys want to have either here in the dining hall where it's kind of empty, you're by yourselves, or do you want to go out in the courtyard, get some fresh air? You want to go back to a room, or so we'll just start with the scene. So you all are right there. You just finished eating. They've taken the bowls. And did you want to do something ahead of time or start it? Okay, COVID's going to start.
If anyone needs to practice anything with your new weapons or anything like that, I'd be happy to spar with you or whatever you want.
No, I'm fine. I think I'm gonna find a place to wherever their temple is. I'm gonna go and just pray to the blend and contemplate this evening before I retire. Did anybody notice a temple? I'm gonna look for the place that they pray.
Okay, so you get up and leave. What's everyone else doing?
You're looking for the chapel. That's what you want.
I'll head toward the courtyard and look from there, I guess.
Well, Shad just makes it known that he's not angry or unhappy or anything. He just feels that he doesn't want to put he shouldn't really rely on these people as much as others need to, and he's just needs to be with his thing. It's kind of sacrilegious for him to hang out in this place, so he's not meaning any disrespect. And off he shuffles.
I will practice my corner stat with COVID.
Okay.
That leaves you pick.
I'm going to just relax and just try to get healthy.
In the room? I mean, in your
What?
chambers by yourself, you mean?
Well, I was going to sit out and talk to those guys for a while until they all left.
They've all
And then I'd
left.
head back to my room.
Okay. So, where do you wish to practice with the weapons? Just outside somewhere in the front?
Outside.
Wherever? Okay. So you guys do that. That's not an issue.
I take a javelin with me just because I don't have a staff. So I take a javelin.
So like on your way out, you stop in the little room with the stuff, and you grab your weapons and head on out. Easily done.
No, I just grab a javelin out of my quiver.
Yep.
And I go out with that because that's close to a staff someone have.
Okay. All right. And then Shadrach, you said you were gonna. Were you gonna hang out in the room and then go out when it's dark, or do you want to go out now?
My question is, what trees are fruiting or flowering? And that's where I'll go.
Okay. So the first thing that I want to point out is that as you guys are getting ready to walk outside, and Reginald, you start to walk and head towards the courtyard entrance, And Shadrach, you're in your room, and Pick, you're in your room. 2 monks come to each of you, and they ask if you would like the attention that you requested,
Yes.
or should we wait until tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm ready to receive the gifts of the blend.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so what that means is that your plans are kind of getting modified because of what they're doing.
That's fine. That's
So,
fine.
and Pick, I'm assuming that you will accept their healing arts because you just said that. So, Shadrach, when you're approached, what do you say? You say,
I don't need anything from them.
okay, they just kind of put their hands together and move back the way they came. So, all of you that are getting, all of you that are getting
Yeah, I have to turn the mic
assistance,
on.
you are all given something to drink first. You're asked to get in a comfortable position, either lie down or sit or whatever. And then you're all given these cups of this, it's like a warm something or other.
Would they prefer us to go back to our rooms then?
Yeah.
Then that's what we do. That's what I do anyway.
So,
This is when I go outside of the grove.
yeah, that's cool. We'll get to you, Shadrach. So, and as all of you take a drink of this sweet-smelling liquid, it warms and kind of think it's like a whiskey, but though it doesn't have that whiskey bite to it. It's like sweet, but it's got the heat that a whiskey would give you. And immediately, you all get 2 hit points from drinking this. And then you are examined by these physicians. And as they examine you, someone is there observing, and someone else is doing the, does that hurt? Can you move this like this? I see that. What happened there? I would like all of you to roll charisma checks, please, because we're going to see how their bedside manner turns out. So, Daryl, what did you get?
26.
Okay, so this person's, and they don't give their name at first. Their bedside manner makes you feel like comfortable, I guess safe, but not, I don't know if safe's the right word, but they put you at ease. And
I'm in capable hands.
yeah, that's kind of the way it feels. And then they say, okay, so with this specific injury here, we're going to put this here, we're going to wrap it, and then we'll come back and check you in the morning.
Thank you very
And
much.
so they're done with you, and they suggest that...
Is there a place that I can pray, the temple or a chapel?
if you go through the monastery, if you go through the courtyard, the double doors on the opposite side will lead you into the blended hall.
Thank you, kind sir.
He says, now be careful, we've attached this to your leg. Try not to move around too much if you can help it.
Okay.
Okay, so then Pick, what'd you get?
31.
31, okay. This guy immediately, he's like, hi, I'm Office, and this is my assistant Brick, and how you doing? What's your name?
Name's Pick Redwood.
Pick, nice to meet you. So we understand that you're having a little trouble, are you?
Yes,
So,
sir.
here, first take a drink of this. This will put you at ease. We don't want you to think that we're, there's no reason to rush or anything. And you drink that and you're like, oh, and 2 hit points, nice. And then so he starts and he's like, so I heard you're an adventurer. Don't you, is that why you're all beat up now? Were you out there fighting monsters?
Got beat up by a tree.
A tree? How can a tree beat you up? You just probably weren't watching and you ran into it.
Oh, one kicked me, one slammed me, the other one picked me up.
That's crazy. You hear that, Brick? Oh, that is crazy. We haven't heard any stories like that in a while. And they seem like they want to talk, and as they're twisting your arm, you're like, okay, that's enough. The guy's like, oh, sorry. I bet you it was like when that tree kicked you. And they like start to make jokes, and they're like a little too comfortable. They're like talking to each other, and then they'll try to get you involved, and you'll be like, okay. But, and then they proceed to take these heated rocks out of a bucket that's covered with a blanket, and they put that on your back, and they say, now if you could just lay down and let that heat get in there, we think that would really help you out. So we'll be back in just like a little bit, right before the sun goes down, and we'll take those off you, and then we'll check you back in the morning. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
All right, Pig. Cool. We'll be back then. So that's what they do for you. And then Tamark, what'd you get?
I got a 26.
26. Okay, so you get the same kind of treatment like Reggie got.
Rumpelstiltskin.
They make you feel at ease and competent, and but they're not like asking you a bunch of questions. They're more like, so you'll notice if you follow the curve of the arm, you'll notice how you can only extend the arm so much before, and you're like, hey, oh yeah, sorry. So I don't know how badly hurt you are, Tamark. Where are you at currently?
They gave me that drink, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at 33.
Okay. So they put those heated rocks on your neck and on your right arm, and they say just lay down for a while and let this heat kind of work its way into your muscles. That'll help you out. And
All
then,
right, thank you.
COVID, what'd you get?
Well, assuming you want me to roll twice, I rolled a 20, so I rolled a 17, so I have a 48 total.
Nice. So they do the thing with the liquid, and then the one's like, hey, he drank that pretty fast. You want some more of that?
Yeah, it's good. Makes me feel good.
So they kind of reach down into their healer's bag and pull out this stoppered clay jar. They pour another glass into this wooden cup and hand it to you.
So watch right here. It could get a little lighter. It's amazing.
They're like,
I guess 2 more.
yeah. And he says, okay, so normally we wouldn't ask this, but you seem like you're a pretty hardy individual. You want one more? Now,
Yep.
If you drink one more, it might knock you out, which would be fine for us, because then we could, actually it'd be bad, then we couldn't find out what hurt and what not. So,
Well, you want to see what hurts and what don't, and then give me one after you're done?
if you're okay with that.
I'm fine with whatever you guys want to do.
Okay.
I
So-
appreciate the blend's assistance in my healing, since we're here anyway to kill that fish in the cave and, rescue anyone else that may have stolen from you.
So they proceed to ask you lots of questions about
I answer them.
what's the creature like, and there's been a lot of villagers that have asked whatever happened to the soldier and his friend.
You want me to answer the
And,
role play?
well, that's up to you.
Oh, I can. I didn't know what you wanted.
No, I'm just giving like a flavor, showing how your role indicates that they're like
Well,
seem
just
to be
ask
very
me to
interested.
role-play answer.
No.
Okay. Because I
The question would be, do you answer truthfully
Yes.
or okay?
I might
So-
add a little bit of life to the creature's
Okay, you might embellish.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just make it sound
very
good,
good.
you know.
And then, so they do the same thing with you with the heated rocks on the places that you seem to still be injured, and the shoulder, and one on like your left shin or what have you. And they, from when you fell down and then before they go, all right, this last one here, if you want it, but no one's ever been able to have 3 without it affecting them, so.
I have a question, just in case I take this and I'm not able to ask after. This stuff is phenomenal. Is there a chance I can get small doses of this to take with us, so when we're in the field and in the heat of battle with the creature, that we can use it sparingly when necessary?
We can ask.
This would further our endeavor.
We can ask. It's not something that normally would happen, but we can ask.
I would appreciate it. Anything you can do would help. Everything you do does help.
All right, so you drink another one?
Yeah, what do you want me to roll to see if it affects me?
You need to say versus poison. And because of a special jam, you're going to save at -4. So you're subtracting 4 from your roll.
Come on, high roll. 14, which brings it down to a 10, and I need an 11. So no.
Okay.
I just...
So you're like, not a pro... And you start to fall over, and they catch you, and they tuck you in the bed.
Oh.
And you're out like a light, and now we move to Shadrach. So you have exited, and you have went into the grove, and in the grove you can see the first budlings of persimmons and lemons and oranges and apples.
Oh my.
That's the one thing I miss in Florida. We don't have persimmons down here. I used to. I had persimmons in my yard growing up. I loved them things. Oh my god!
I got some here if you want to come for a visit.
Man, woo! I used to. But you got to eat them just right, because they're not. Woo!
Yes.
Woo!
So.
And when they go ripe, you better get them quick, because every critter around is going to come get them, because they love them. I remember, because John Plyler had a bunch of them on his property, and he said, "Better hurry up, they're ripe." And sure enough, there was deer, possums, raccoons, everything. It's like I got a sack full, and I was lucky.
Sounds like a druid's dream. So, what do you do, Shadrach?
I'm going to make sure that I'm nice and isolated, and I'm going to cast a spell.
Does this require you setting up a thing, or getting components, or anything? And if it does,
let me check real quick, make sure with the component, because I was double checking that. Okay, what I do, Shadrach wanders off into the grove. He wants to make sure, if I have to roll, but I want to make sure I'm alone, nobody's around, and I'm going to strip naked, and I'm going to find the prettiest tree that I can see. I'm going to snap off a little twig, and then I'm going to cast my spell.
Okay, keep going. That's not an issue. Just keep going.
Okay, I call out to the spirit of the forest, because the spirit of the forest so far has both guided us and kind of it's a strange thing, and that's Shad's own existence is kind of a strange thing right now. So I am going to meld with the grove, and just basically not any kind of spell, but I will cast a spell, but I'll tell you. But I'm just basically looking for guidance, a dream, a vision, and for several hours, Shadrach is a tree.
What's the name of the spell?
Tree.
I like that one.
Tree, huh?
Third level. Shadrach considers this a major move forward, a personally.
And
This is a...
do you do anything in the casting which could change any of the variable outcomes?
I draw upon the beauty of the grove around me and the love that has been put into it, but I also draw upon the raw nature that has always been there and will always be there. I become that young tree just in the middle of the grove.
What are the verbal and somatical components you choose?
Somatically, as I said, I've already stripped naked. I will pull out a handful of my hair, a chunk of my hair, and fall to my knees. And as I fall to my knees, I will throw out my hand, throwing the hair all around me. And as I do so, I root and become the tree. And just this lump of a tree that just kind of like pushes itself up. It's just a small tree. It's not a big tree.
Do you say?
But there I am.
Do you say anything specifically? It's a casting time of 6, so you only got to say a few words.
Mother of the forest, embrace me. Guide me.
Okay.
And then I become the tree.
As you say those words and you start to pull your hair out and you have the twig melds into your hand, the hair flutters away, and you start to turn into a tree. And do you want this to be what size tree, or a shrub, or a living or dead tree? Can't hear you.
It'll be one of the surrounding trees, complete with flowering buds, all that, yes.
So we'll say that you're next to you find that there's a good spot by an apple tree.
Apples, exactly. I love apples.
And as you start to change, you get a little taller, but you sprout these branches, and the last thing to go away is your face in the bark before it smooths out. And you certainly could have kept clothed, but you didn't, so your clothes are there next to this tree that used to not be there, and you just observe your surroundings, and you have up until it goes dark before the duration of the spell expires. And then what do you do?
I meditate, and when the spell expires, I sleep.
As far as observing everything that goes on around you, being that it's getting towards the night, there's only one monk that ended up walking around the perimeter of the grove, and he just kind of absently glances, apparently not understanding that there is a druid that has blessed their grove with his presence.
He's not quite sure if there's an extra tree or not.
As far as he's concerned, there isn't, because he didn't notice you. At least, not that he gave away. But then, he also didn't notice the clothes on the ground. So when your spell is over, I'm guessing you go pick up your things, put your clothes back on, and then where do you go to sleep? Do you go back in the monastery, or?
Given that it was a good experience, I'll go back and sleep in the monastery till morning. Yes.
Okay. All right. So after all of you that receive the medical attention, they come back and remove the heated stones and make you as comfortable as possible. You are basically just like super comfy and you go to sleep. And that is what happens. And now I need all of you to make charisma checks, please. And I will ask for numbers. So we will start with Pick.
Total?
Yes.
23.
Tamar.
11.
Oh, nice. COVID.
29.
Shadrach.
I got 23.
And Reginald.
33.
Ooh, nice.
Darn it.
All right. Tamar. You are sleeping
Yes.
so peacefully, so nice. When there's a knock on your door.
Oh, fuck. Alright, I get up and, who's there?
Got over.
Who's there?
There's no answer.
So, I try, is it possible to stare through the keyhole of the lock?
Oh, you're in a monastery. These doors don't have keyholes.
Oh, okay.
This
So,
is the honor system.
oh,
These
so there's
doors-
actually
These
no
doors don't
locker.
even have bars. They just they're held closed by like if you were to take a very thin rope and go like that, and there's like a button on each side, and that's it.
Alright, so I opened the door.
Okay. And when you look out in the hallway, you see a weird, I don't know, like almost like the monastery's on fire. There's like a glow coming from down the hallway that leads towards the doors that would go out to the courtyard. But no one else is there. It's like maybe someone's just having a fire or something.
And my companions are in rooms near me, right?
Well, that's what you think, I guess. I mean, unless you have X-ray vision, you can't be sure.
Well, did I see if they went into rooms near me, or...
You certainly heard them. The walls aren't that thick. They seem to be getting the same type of treatments that you did. But I'm sure in each room there's like an assassin waiting for you to open the doors. So.
Right. Yeah. No. So. I go down the hallway a little bit towards the glow.
Okay. So, as you get ready to walk out the door, you realize that you're in your short clothes and it's chilly. But hanging there on a peg inside the room is the clean robe that they gave you to wear. Do you go ahead and walk down the hallway in your short clothes, or do you put on the robe?
I'll put on the robe and I'll grab a blade.
What blade?
One of my short swords.
So you're not going to go towards the fire part. You're going to walk all the way past that and go all the way back to the beginning where you guys stole the weapons.
So we don't have those with us in our room.
No, this is a house of healing. This isn't a house of slaying.
All right, so I go towards the glow then.
Okay.
After I put that rope on.
You
cautiously.
okay? So you try to move silently.
Well, no, but I'm just being cautious. You know, there's a weird glow, so I'm...
Well, moving silently is very cautious, but you can move however you want.
Okay.
So you
Alright, I will move silently.
roll your move silently.
And I did not make it, I'm pretty sure.
But you think you're moving silently, even if you fail the roll. So,
Alright,
unless
I did not make it.
unless you catastrophically fail. So, you go down the hall, and you peek around the corner, and you look at the door that heads out into the courtyard. And the door itself is solid, and it's wood, but there are shuttered windows that could open into the courtyard if they wanted. They've closed them at night, probably to try to keep the whatever critters could be around or whatever. And you notice that on each side of this door, there's a lit candle. And the first thing you think is, you know, why would there be a lit candle in the middle of the night? Why hasn't it burned down? It seems like it's about 6 inches long, like the candle was just lit or something. Almost as if someone knew that you were going to come to this door and you needed to see. And apparently that was the light that you noticed. What do you do?
So is there anything else that I don't see nobody or hear anything or?
Make a perception check.
Um, 33.
You don't notice anyone lurking or standing or sitting, but you do notice where before you didn't, the door to the courtyard is slightly open. It is ajar. And from the door, you hear the chanting. What probably is monks, but it sounds like it's far away. And if they were in the courtyard, you would think it would be much louder.
I want to peek out through the crack and see if I see anything.
As you creep up slowly and you press your eye to the crack of the door, the faint smoke of the candles wafting up and into your nostrils, you notice what appears to be the monks, but all of their hoods are up and all of their faces are in shade as they are around a decent-sized fire, probably 3 or 4 foot round. In the middle of the courtyard, when you had been there before, there was a fire pit, but there wasn't a fire going because it was during the day. But now it's at night. Now there appears to be a nice fire going. And there's something going on inside this circle of monks around this fire pit. But from where you are, you can't make out what it is. Something's in there either moving or something that has the attention of these monks.
So, quietly to myself, I say, fuck, damn it. No wonder this thing hasn't fucking gotten rid of it. So, you said that there's some windows that I could go out so that it would be less noticeable instead of just walking out the door into the courtyard?
All I said was there were 2 shuttered windows on opposite sides of the door.
Oh, yeah.
And they're shuttered from the side that you're on now. They're not shuttered on the outside. Which
I'm going to
seems,
try to listen carefully
which seems
and see if I can
backwards.
see.
Hey, Dan, that seems backwards to you that it's shuttered on the inside. That doesn't...
No,
something's
I got
weird
that.
there. That something doesn't compute.
Yeah, that seemed weird right off the bat. I'm going to try to listen to see if I can even understand the language that they're speaking, or if the language they're speaking is weird to me.
as you sit and you listen, and you hear the chanting of the monks, it sounds more like they're singing, but the words you don't know. What languages do you speak?
So I speak Rusty and Southern tongue.
Yeah, nothing. You don't understand it, but it's a low hymnal, not almost monotone, but not quite. Every so often their voices go up a little and down a little.
I'm going to go back to the room next to mine on the left side, and I'm going to try knocking on the door.
I need you to roll a d10 for me.
An 8.
All right. As you turn to go back the way you came, something grabs your arm. And as you spin to look what it is, you see the monks have separated, showing you the fire, and they've formed like a line, whereas if you were to walk out the door, you would be going between the monks towards the fire, and they surround the fire as well. But the thing that grabbed you is
there's
a bloody boy covered in blood and missing its left arm, and its right eye is hanging out of its socket. And it says, "Don't go! Save me!" And you need to save versus spells.
Oh, fuck. Come on, come on. What do I need here? Yeah, I knew I was fucked in the beginning. Oh. Hey, I tied it. 14 and a 14.
Meet it or beat it. That's a success. Okay.
Oh.
You jerk your hand out of this boy's, and as you move, shut up, Daryl. As you start to stumble backwards, the boy starts
You
to
gotta pay the troll's toll to
Yes.
this boy's hole.
starts to like shrink down, as if some great weight is pressing upon him, and he goes to flatten out before his corpse and his blood. It's covering the floor, and you're standing in the slickness. And then you kind of stir a little bit in your bed, and you kind of open one eye, and it's just dark in there, and you're in the bed, and
No, I want to do this better. I wake up, and I'm like, oh man, what's his name? Crap. What's the boy's name?
that you mean?
I'm trying to find my notebook.
Really? You don't know the boy's name? Come on.
I can't think of it now all of a sudden.
Can you hear me? Can you hear you?
Only for the last...
Yes, I know.
It's okay, Dan.
Dude, my brain... See, the thing of it is I get up at like 3 in the morning, so by the time I'm gaming here, my fucking brain is gone.
We're all on weird times.
I can't... I don't know where my notebook. I know it starts with an F, though.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. So I wake up and I go, no! And I just scream, no! Really loud. You know, I can sit up, and I'm like, damn it, did I just find it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I need everyone but Shadrach. No, that's right.
Maggie!
You came
No!
back.
Maggie!
So-
No!
I need everybody except Tamar, because he's awake, to roll a d10. This is to see if you are awakened by the screams of your neighbor.
You with my potion that I took? No, just make sure.
Yeah, no.
I'm cool with it.
Except COVID. Okay, so Reggie, what'd you roll?
8.
Shadrach, what'd you roll?
9.
Pick, what'd you roll? Nope, can't hear you.
7.
7. Okay. Shadrach, you rolled high enough. You are awakened by the screaming across the hall. Do you do anything?
I open my door
And you
step out in the hallway.
you hear Flaggy, no, or whatever it was that Tamar said there at the end.
Is it like obvious where it's coming from?
Yes.
I knock on the door. Tamar, are you all right?
I look around a little bit, and I get up and I go to the door, and I'm like,
Shadrach, can you see?
What do you mean? Can I see?
It's dark.
What?
It's dark.
Not really, but surely it's not pitch black in this place.
Well,
This is not light.
it's dark.
And don't call me Shirley.
yeah.
I'm just gonna bang on the door where I think the crying is coming from.
Sure. Okay. Tamar, do you respond?
Oh, hold on a moment. Oh man, what the fuck? I'm gonna try to light a candle or lamp or whatever's around. So I will try to fumble around and light something.
Roll a d20. You hear some fumbling around as somebody is kicking things and dropping things.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, so you end up falling down as your feet get tangled up in your blanket. You hear it.
Oh, fuck! Bam! Oh, fuck my head! I fucking crawl over to the door and I try to undo the door and open it up while I'm on my hands and knees.
So you hear that happening outside the door, Shadrach. Obviously, he's undoing the thin rope that's tied the door to the frame, and as it opens, with a little bit of light that is coming from the lit candles down the hall, you can barely make out Tamar on the ground in his short clothes, laying there, and he looks. It's very hard to see. Make me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh my god.
For the comic relief,
I rolled a 17, whatever plus that. So
Roll another one.
10.
10 plus your intelligence is not enough.
25.
Okay, so you're not sure. You think it's Tamar on the ground, but he seems, whoever it is, they're in distress.
who is that? Who's there?
It's me, Shad.
Hey, you guys hear a pitter-patter of feet coming down the hallway, and you see the edges of the light being from a candle until someone gets closer and you can see it's one of the monks, and he's standing there with the candle, and he's like, "Is everything okay?"
Dude, I don't know. Fuck.
I heard him cry out. I just came out.
Did you have a bad reaction to the treatment?
No, it's a weird dream, like not even a dream. I mean,
Do you require assistance?
Yeah, are you okay, my friend?
Yeah, but dude, it was like real. It felt so real.
He kind of
Remember,
And
would you
the
like
demon.
would you like me to light a candle in your room?
yeah, if you don't mind,
He
please.
kind of edges past you, taking care not to step on your prone self, and goes over and touches the candle to the other candle, lighting it, and then he looks at the floor and he's like, "Are you sure everything's okay?"
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Okay. If anything else happens, just come down the hallway. There's always one of us that's making the rounds. And
Let me know when they're gone out of sight.
he
Okay.
leaves. Yeah, he leaves.
Teamwork needs a
So,
nightlight.
I offered him up a Goodberry. Here, eat this. Just
All right,
chill.
how-
Eat this.
How about you come in here for a second? Something seemed really weird.
All right.
I mean,
I'll go in. I'll go in there with him.
I'm leaving the door open, by the way.
I can't see. I can't
No,
see.
Oh, no.
there's a light.
There's a
You got
candle,
candle.
and the candle is just enough to kind of light the interior of the room because these rooms are so small.
I heard you cry out. I'm glad you're all right. I had some misgivings earlier. I was afraid.
I don't know, it was like the dream was too real. I mean, something came to my door, and, so I got up, and I noticed that there was weird light at the end of the room, or at the hallway out there, so I went down there. Man, like the shutters were like backwards, like they were shuttered. You know how it is on the outside? Well, it was like reversed for the shutters. And then all of a sudden I noticed that the door was cracked out there. So like I peeked through it a little bit, and I seen the monks out there, and the first thing that came to my mind is the monks were worshiping the demon with the bonfire. And I didn't see the demon, but that's exactly what came to my mind. First thing is there's a big bonfire. They were all singing and chanting around it. And then when I went to turn, Flaggy grabbed me through the door, through the crack of the door, and tried to hold on to me. And he didn't want to let me go. But somehow I managed to get free, and the next thing you know is, I realize his arm's missing, his eye's out of his socket, and then he starts to just flatten out into a giant pool of freaking blood and mush. And that's when I woke up.
Snake, snake!
I understand what you're saying, because I felt that we should bury his remains, because I think that I can speak with his remains and perhaps learn something. I know that sounds morbid.
No, that's what his dad was wanting to do with Rise if he'd been dead. So I don't see it as morbid, but I wonder, do you think that maybe some of these monks are in on the demon?
The fact that strange, weird fish was in that pond so far south of where the stream was, I have no doubt that there's some corruption here. Even though I had my moment in the Grove was pure as far as I could tell. But I agree, I think that there is some hidden corruption here. But if we try to expose it, we're going to be the bad people. That's why the demon, I'm saying, if we could get to the demon.
Do you have a way that you would at least be able to know if someone's corrupted without
Yes.
us
Pause.
telling everybody?
Pause. I need Daryl. I need Pick and Reginald to roll D10s again, please. A 2 and a 3. All right. Nope. You guys are saw and love.
Hey, can't handle the liquor.
I am healing up, buddy.
Go ahead. Keep going then with the scene.
So, I don't know, I just get this bad feeling that if it was a demon reaching out to me, that it was somebody here that's helping it.
I can do something, but I'm afraid that if I did, it would draw a lot of attention, even from people who don't understand that it's for the better. If you understand my meaning, they'll think that no matter what I'm doing, they'll think it's hostile.
So what is that? Just in case if it comes down to it, so I would know.
Who? If I have to know who is suspect. I can't just, if I just start dancing around and shaking a rattle, yes, I can find out what's wrong, but it's going to be obvious that I'm violating these people's sanctity. It's not going to go over well, no matter what.
Okay. No, I was just asking. I didn't.
Yes, I can, but it's going to be blatant, and it's going to be an insult to them.
Okay,
No,
pause.
I can understand that.
Pause. Okay. Now, I need Pick and Reginald to roll a D10 again. Because this has been continuous now, and the longer this goes on, the chance gets higher. So you rolled a 10, so Pick, you're awake now. There's some conversation going on in the room. What did you get, Reggie?
I also rolled a 10.
All right, so you are both awakened by though they're not shouting or anything, they are talking, and you all have been exposed to this noise for enough where the cumulative effect, and you're just kind of like, and you just hear some mumbling and conversation going on, and the room that they're in, Reggie, you're on the left of it, and Pick, you're on the right of it.
And I might add again, I did leave the door open, so the door's
You did
not
say
even
that,
up or
yes.
anything.
Yeah,
You
no,
did
that's,
say that.
that's fine. No, but I got a thing where if you're asleep, the longer you're exposed to some type of stimulus, the chance that you wake up. If someone goes over and hits you like awake, then that's like an automatic. But you've heard of people sleeping through thunderstorms. It's kind of like that. You don't automatically wake up. So anyway,
Me. No, I'm like that kind of. I'm that kind of a person. Yes.
if the Pick and Reginald want to enter the scene, please announce that, or just say, or whatever. Otherwise, you can just lay there and listen to the crazy fuckers in the room between you if you want.
That's what I do for the moment.
Okay.
Can they identify our voices?
Maybe. I mean, that probably. I don't picture Tamark and Shadrach having the same voice, but just go ahead.
So, yeah, no, I just think somebody here's in on it. And it's probably somebody up in the upper level at least.
I agree, but I don't know who.
I know. But
If it were
we
me,
should just...
it wouldn't be the person up high. It'd be somebody
close to them.
I'm so paranoid, Tamar. My experiences of the past.
I know, but it would be somebody close to him, but it would be somebody who had some kind of say, but would be beyond reproach.
We don't know any of these people.
I know. But,
Anything we do will be suspicious. Anything
I
we do will be extra suspicious.
but we should just keep an eye out, and if we notice anything suspect, keep it to ourselves, and then we can talk at night before we go to bed, right?
I say we get away from here as soon as possible.
Oh,
Because if we stay here, they know where we are.
They're going to know where we are anyway, because
Why give
they
them
know
forgiveness? Let
they
them
have
guess.
but they have the forest. The forest is polluted, so they know where we're at. How do you think they found us the first time
The forest
coming through here?
everywhere, but it's getting here. So the grove where I was did not seem polluted yet. I don't think it's as strong here as it could be. I think we can stop it here. We can
I
stop it.
understand. Okay, let me rephrase this.
All right.
If we leave and go out into the woods towards the our destination,
What's our
Then-
destination?
the cave of madness.
Okay, all right.
As soon as we go towards there, it's been polluted, and they can track us that way. They like you said, you can talk to the trees and stuff and birds. Well, evidently it can do something like that to see our movements.
It's not the same. My soul is set on this. The demon must be destroyed.
I don't disagree,
It did
but
not die.
I'm just saying if we go out there to try to heal up, we're more vulnerable. We're at least somewhat safe here. If we can find out who the person here is and remove them while we're healing, that perhaps might even give us an edge towards taking it out.
But just know that I'm committed to the destruction of this monster.
I don't disagree. I think we should. I just don't know if we're capable of doing it this moment. That's my biggest concern.
The destruction of this monster, but I agree.
Reggie bangs on the wall. Pipe down over there. Get some rest.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Well, sleep well, and I don't, no more blood-curdling screams, please.
I'll try not to.
And I'll return to my chamber.
I close the door, wrap the rope around it.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So,
I try to go back to sleep. But I find it hard after the terrible dream, so I'll just lay in bed thinking about the horror that must have happened through the last moments of Flaggy and how to try to look or root out whoever may be leading a false face in this area, in the monastery.
Yeah, Shan's thinking hard, yeah.
So that's how I'll be, the rest of the night.
Yeah, Shan's laying there half awake thinking about who. Whose name is who. Yeah. Shan's all paranoid again. Good job. Thank you.
Glad I could help.
all
So
right.
that's how I pass this thing until morning and somebody comes in.
Let it
I hear movement outside.
let it not be said that the DM is not generous. I would like to bestow Shadrach and Tamar both with a 37. And with that, I need my bell. You all are awakened, some of you getting much more rest than others. You're
I
awakened
have
by
endurance if that helps.
you're awakened by a gentle knock on your doors, and everyone, including COVID, is awakened gently by the sound of the healers who request and ask if you would like medical attention this morning to help. And
Yes, of course.
with except for Shadrach, who says no, and they move away. He has hung out the come back later sign on his hotel door, remember? Like, yeah. So, but all the rest of you, after your attention by these healers, you gain 3 hit points for being under their care. And Shadrach, you would gain 1 just from normal overnight jam, if you're missing any. And after they check you out and ask you to stretch, and they perform these weird little stretching things on your arms and your shoulders that might be hurt, and at first it kind of hurts a little bit, but they're like therapists, and they manage to massage and twist and cause some pressure to be relieved amongst some aching muscles, and that is how you are being worked on by these individuals. And then you are left to your own devices. The only sounds you hear are the shuffling of the monks and the stone tile floors shuffling their way to their morning prayers or what have you, and the sound of animals and roosters crowing, and you can imagine them going about their life. So, unless all of you want to do something different, you all kind of come out of your rooms at some point, and you can hang out in the hallway, or you can go down to the breakfast area, or you can go outside. So we'll start with Tamark.
I try to get everybody to come into my room.
Okay, your room, like I said, these rooms are like 5 by 6, so
I know they're small,
you can fit 2 people in a 5-foot square. And without fighting, you can fit 3 people into a 5-foot square. So everyone can fit, but because like this table is 8 by 8, so everybody gets in there. Imagine half of that. But anyway, you get the idea. You can still have your conversation. So go ahead, Dan, lead on.
Hey, can you guys come in here? I have a problem with this place now.
What is it?
So
yeah, you.
So
you're
last.
good. Yeah, you got the.
So last
the
night.
treatment too, if you need 3 more.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
I'm not quite there yet.
Alright, so last night I had this terrible dream, and it didn't seem like a normal dream. It seemed more than a dream. So, if that makes sense. It seemed too real. Have you ever had a dream that seemed real?
Dan?
Yeah,
like you were there.
but it was still a dream.
Dan?
Yeah, but
Dan.
this...
Dan, if you if everyone heard the description, if you want to just say you tell them, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I repeat what the dream and stuff, so to him, and then I was like...
Chad backs him up.
I'm convinced that...
Into the corner?
Yeah. So I'm convinced that there's somebody working with the demon in this monastery.
Oh,
And it's allowing his influence to spread.
I think the influence is spreading, and I believe him.
I totally disagree. I think he had a bad dream. We've all been having these feelings after Flaggy's death, and the attacks of the trees.
The fish that did that injury to me.
I did see that. I mean, I agree that his influence is spreading, but I don't think the monastery is a evil place or defiled.
I think one person here is evil.
Yeah, I think one person has been managed to be
I
corrupt.
think there's an agent of the demon here. I believe that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but
All I'm suggesting is while we stay here to heal up, maybe we should spread out and try to observe as many people and see if we see anything suspicious or people doing something suspect. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we're going to be stuck here for another few days anyway, so.
Well,
So
I think
the
we can
people
split
that
it
are
up. I
sitting
think
here-
that's a bad idea.
You guys start to hear a pitter. Hold on, Randy. We'll come back to you, but you guys start to hear the pitter patter of rain on the tile roof, and sounds like a gentle but steady rain starts to fall, and you hear it echoing throughout the rooms and the monastery itself. So go ahead, Randy.
So the people that are healing us, housing us, feeding us, taking care of us, we're supposed to spy on them?
This is the
Yeah.
most peaceful place I've found on Skell.
Yeah, but that's also the most easy place to slip something, a person of corruption into. You know, if somebody here became corrupted, they wouldn't be noticed right away. You know, especially if, you know, they were able to be in not a top position of power, but somebody close, and you know, somebody who would be unsuspect, because they're like, oh, he would never, no, never. And it might not even be his fault. It might be that the demon somehow, you know, cast a spell over him and gain control.
I agree that he's powerful, and I'll keep my eyes open, but I don't know, man. I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just crazy.
And with that, I popped the good berry that I have left in my mouth, and I have that for breakfast. Well, I'm going to go to
You
the...
all just entertain this possibility.
I head out.
There's something fishy. No pun intended.
Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Here, fishy, 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 fishy.
Okay, well that's, believe it or not, it's like 10 till. That seems like a good place to stop, but I would like you all to see what Sean just built.
Move the camera. Just move the camera.
So I gotta change the...
So is this a special jam that we were waiting for?
No, this was just something I thought might be cool to use at some point. And I will
Is it the monastery?
No, I would have to draw that. Okay, so I saw these things up somewhere online, obviously, and you see those? It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Huh?
nice.
Like,
Very
they're
nice.
supposed to be docks, so
Yeah.
I guess I could glue that one.
You can glue everything. It's not meant to be glued, but you can glue everything together if you want.
And, you know, and I don't remember if they were expensive or not. I've given up on trying to... Anyway, so just something else we can use. So
Because you know we're going to the docks pretty soon.
got to give credit when somebody does something cool.
If we can get to the cave.
If we can get to the cave without
Go back to
rolling a
the ship.
D12, bitch.
Go back to the ship. Go back to the ship. Dang it.
I came from the ship.
Oh.
Hey, so since I'm moving to that other shift for a while, hey, since I'm on that shift at night, I can stick my earbuds in and listen to what's going on, but it's not going to be live, is it? Or will it be live?
Well, it depends. If you're watching on Facebook, it'll be live.
So, yeah, I can put some wireless earbuds in and listen to everything, and then, you know, if there's something that I want to do, you know, I can go ahead and text you.
Yes, you can.
So,
And you don't know how long
You
you're
must
going
not
to
have to concentrate at work.
no, I listen to music during the day and stuff, but...
Well, that's like me. If I'm not on a call, I can read a book or draw, or as long as I don't have any active thing that can like take a picture of what I'm doing. But yeah, people knit, people play Game Boys. I read. I read like 2 books. I'm like,
I listen to music, but I have to pay attention to my machine.
Well, when I'm on a call, yeah, I can't do anything else. But when I'm not on a call, I can read a book.
Yeah, but Daryl, how long does it take you to run a park?
30 seconds, 20 seconds. It depends on what I'm running.
All right, but see, you're looking at like 5 minutes aside before you flip it.
It's the same thing with me. It's
5
like
minutes.
early in the
then you
night, I
flip
got
it.
lots of calls. Late at night, I got no calls. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm reading a book.
I mean, it can be longer, dude. Some of the tubes or some of the cylinders, I mean, they had one that was 8 foot long the one time. They had 12 of them fuckers.
Yeah, it depends on the job I'm running. I might have time to text or send an email or something, but I don't know if I could keep up with the game.
Alrighty,
Well,
so
I couldn't, no, because my phone has to be off when I'm on the floor.
any last
That's security
words
reasons.
before we sign off for the evening?
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a crappy game, and we had a good time.
I had a fun time.
You go ahead.
Not very good.
It's always
Glad everybody was able to be here.
always nice to expect a crappy game. That's when you know you're really with
No,
a good
I
group.
thought we were going to get our asses handed to us, and it didn't happen. So I'm
I thought at
No
least
shit.
2 people were going to die.
I thought Pick technically did die, so.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I thought he was going to be dead with no chance to come back.
I was gonna die across his body. That was my plan.
We got out of it just in time.
All
yeah,
right.
thanks to your
That's
song
pretty
to the
terrible.
tree,
Yeah,
or your
the double
conversation
jam
to the
there,
trees.
yeah,
Without that,
yeah.
man, we're fucked.
The tells me the trees were hoping that someone would give a shit.
Well,
Yeah.
what I told Daryl Cobb is I was gonna cast a spell called Thunder Cone, where I yell at like super duper, and I was gonna yell in Druidic for them to like clear your mind. You are not possessed, and he jumped to it with that other thing, and it's like awesome. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I was gonna at least give him a shock and see if they would like hesitate.
I got a little worried whenever he didn't use it right away, and I was like, "Oh, is this the thing where the DM gives the player the answer and they just decide
Well, I mean,
I ain't using that"?
I really didn't know.
I ain't
So-
I was going to try to climb up and communicate while I was on the tree, but since he batted me away, I had to change my plan.
All right. Well, unless something changes, we'll be back here next week, same time, same channel, and that's it. Good night. Roll them
Good night,
20s.
friends. Take care.
Roll them
All right,
20s.
take it
Here we
easy.
go, buddy.
Good night.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care, y'all.
It was a good game. I think you did a good job. It really went well.
Terrible.
What, because nobody died?
Nobody died.
No, it happens down that guy.
Nobody died. How can I have fun if nobody dies? Good night, Facebook. What up, Huck?
What's up, bro?
Dude. Wouldn't tell you much.